afternoon. My name is Richard. This is Over and Over and Over Again. It is Oh, here we go. We are live. We are live. Sorry about that. It is the WSL has returned. It is, of course, Arsenal women versus Crystal Palace from Meadow Park. This is going to be great. It's great to have the women back, isn't it? It's all coming up the other side of this. So it is, the WSL is back. How great is it to have the women's team back with us? It's been a long time, hasn't it, since that last game against Bayern Munich. A great game that was. And of course, this is the first game since Renee Slegers has been appointed as the permanent manager. It's been a very good week for the Arsenal women, and we need to get that on the pitch as well, don't we? We need to put in a performance today, get the victory and close that gap on those leading teams. So what is the first lineup that Renee Slegers has picked for the team for a very first game as full-time manager? Well, this is it. So in goal it is, as expected, Daphne Van Domselaar. The back four is Emily Fox, Leah Williamson, Steph Catley and Katie McCabe. In midfield it is Kyra Cooney-Cross, Kim Little, the captain, and Frida Marnham, and in that front three is Mariona Caldente, Beth Mead and Alessia Russo. So not too many surprises there. We wasn't expecting too many, was we? On the bench then for Arsenal is goalkeeper Naomi Williams and Manu Zinsberger, both on the bench. We've got Leah Cadena, Katie Reid, Laura Veenreiter, Leah Volti is back on the bench as well, Lotta Woober-Moy, Rosa Kafaji, Caitlin Ford, and there's no Stina Blackstenius on the bench. Is she injured? I hope she's not. Come on, I don't know what's happening here. Why is my camera going funny? Come on, stop messing around, camera. What are you doing? Anyway, it's I don't know what's happening with my camera today. We'll be right in a minute. Does anyone know why Stina Blackstenius isn't in the squad? Is she injured? I do hope it's not because she's leaving in January. That would be really disappointing, wouldn't it? Let's hope that's not true. I hope that's not true. I'm sure it won't be, but it's a little bit worrying, isn't it, that she's not in the squad? I'm sure she was in training yesterday. Grat says, neither Hurtig or Blackstenius in the squad today. Yeah, I was noticing that. I wasn't expecting Lena Hurtig to be in the squad because she's not been training until very recently, but I'm surprised Stina's not there. Greg says, afternoon, Richard, in the chat, looking forward to a goal fest. Let's hope so, my friend. I'm sure it'll settle down in a minute. Angie's with us, as we said. Dean is with us as well. Yeah, does anyone know where Stina is? Because she was in the training photos the other day. I saw her in there. So she's been training, which would suggest she's fit, but she's not in the squad. And that's interesting, isn't it? I don't know if anybody's heard. I mean, I've got the pictures on, but obviously no sound because it's distracting for me. So I don't know if they've mentioned it on there. If Stina's got an injury today, but I've only just noticed that. I've only just got in, and I've only just seen the team. That's a bit of a concern, that, because obviously with the transfer window being open, it's quite worrying, isn't it? If one of your players who you understand isn't injured, is not in the squad, that often means that that player is potentially getting a move away, and that would be really, really bad, wouldn't it? I know she did sign a new contract in the summer, but she's not really getting enough game time, getting enough starts and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's a worry for me. It really is a worry for me. But anyway, I'm sure that will come to light later, or maybe she's got a little illness or something like that. Let's hope it's just something minor and it's nothing to be concerned about. Obviously, we do have the Continental Cup, which is her competition, of course. She scores all the goals in that competition. So I'm sure if she's fit, she will play, or if she's still at the club, she'll play on Wednesday against Brighton. But Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about that. But anyway, I'm sure it's nothing. Anyway, the teams have come out here at Meadow Park. It is, of course, a sellout crowd. One person in that crowd, of course, is the Lord Andreas. He's doing a vlog for us. We'll get that, of course, for you on the channel. This is really starting to annoy me now. Some point this evening or tomorrow. So it's Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. The WSL's back. We waited a long time for this, haven't we? Our last WSL game was against Liverpool, and that was early December. Incredible. Terry says this is what happens when you pick Renee as your manager. Roll on 18 months of welcome. Sorry, I don't think Salty will come in 18 months now. I can only assume that Stina's got an injury or an illness. That's all we can assume because, she's always in the squad. And yeah, the only other reason would be, as I say, that she's planning to move away or the club are planning to move away from. I don't know. I'm hoping that's not the case. But if anybody hears anything, please let me know because, I'm a little bit concerned about that now. Grat says, I'm at a birthday party, so can't join you. I'll catch the game. Perhaps I can speak on the game from time to time. Yeah, drop in whenever you can, mate. It's good to see you. So Renee's first game as full-time coach. Not say the starting lineup isn't really any different to what we would have expected it to have been. But let's see. It shouldn't make any difference, let's be honest. She's been caretaker charge for 11 games, of which 10 have been won. So it's not like there's too many issues needed to worry about, really. Of course, for Crystal Palace, their main standout player for them will be Katie Stengel, the striker. She's always been a good player in the WSL. Obviously, it's their first season since they got promoted. Obviously, they're struggling. We knew that they would, but they've maybe not struggled as much as I thought they would. They've actually been quite competitive, and they're going to offer a challenge today. But I do think if we can get an early goal, you can't see anything other than a really comfortable Arsenal victory in the end. And I'm sure Arsenal will win fairly comfortably anyway. That's the only concern for me. Have they called Naomi Williams into the squad because Stina's had to pull out? That's my thinking, because there's no reason to have two goalkeepers on the benches there other than that, really. So anyway, let's not worry too much about that. Let's concern ourselves with the players that are there and the players that are on the pitch to start this game. And of course, it is a very, very strong Arsenal team. So Arsenal are going to be kicking off, and we're going to be attacking the goal to our right in this first half, which is the south stand, which is the stand at Meadow Park without a roof. And Leslie Russo gets us off and underway. The WSL is back. It is going to be exciting, isn't it? The next few months are going to be really exciting for this Arsenal team. As I like the way they put the graphic, because Crystal Palace are in sort of a black kit. Oh, they've changed it now, so Crystal Palace is in white, so we can see it. Well done. The graphics person did well there. Anyway, Leah Williamson plays the ball up this near side to Beth Mead, and she gets it back from Frida Marnham, but Crystal Palace briefly get the ball, but it's back with Kim Little in midfield. And she just touches it back to Steph Catley, keeping her place, of course, at centre-back. She's been brilliant, actually, since she took into that position earlier this season. Leah Williamson now chips a long ball over the top. It's flicked on by Alessi Russo, but there's an offside against Beth Mead over on this near side. It's going to be a free kick to Crystal Palace, but a decent start from Arsenal on the front foot. As you would expect, I think Crystal Palace are just going to try and disrupt our rhythm as much as they can and try to stop us getting a flow going. They're going to get everyone behind the ball, make it difficult for us, I'm sure, which is why the first goal in this game, the earlier it comes for Arsenal, the better it'll be. We can then settle down and I'm sure we'll win fairly comfortably, but you can't take anything for granted in the WSL these days. And even Crystal Palace, who are bottom of the league, they've been competitive in most games. I know Chelsea did hammer them very early in the season, but they've been pretty competitive, haven't they? Which is good. Terry says, Stina wants out, in my opinion. Don't want to go into the second half of the season playing under hit and hope manager. I don't think that will be the reason. If she does want out, because she's not getting enough game time on the pitch, and you couldn't blame her for that. But the same happened last season, and she signed a new contract. So I don't think she wants out. I'm hoping that the manager doesn't want her out. I'm sure she doesn't. But anyway, let's hope it's just a minor issue, and then she'll be fit for Wednesday to play in that No, it's not the Continental Cup. I keep calling it Continental Cup. It is, of course, the Subway Cup, but it's her competition, isn't it? She was top scorer in the competition last season. She got the winner in the semi-final and scored in the last two finals. She's got such a great record in this competition. So, yeah, it's her competition, and I'm sure if she's fit, she'll play Wednesday. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward now. Emily Fox up this near side. Plays the ball forward to Freedom Arnhem, touches it off to Beth Mead on this near side. Freedom Arnhem makes a run to get it back. Good covering though by the Crystal Palace defence. And there's somebody in the way of the camera up there, which is not very good, is it? Yeah, we've taken a throw over on that far side. Ball's back with Emily Fox, trying to squeeze it up the line, but it was cut out. And actually goes back to Leah Williamson, now square to Steph Catley. Played out to the far side, Katie McCabe. Plays it back to Steph Catley. And Kyra Cooney-Cross knocks it back to Leah Williamson. Arsenal largely in control of possession, as you expected. And now we're coming forward. Kim Little on the burst. Oh, she could have maybe played it through to Leslie Russo. Took too long. Goes down. Looks at the referee, who just waves away the appeals. But Arsenal won the ball back. Katie McCabe, can she get a shot away? No. Finds Beth Mead. Oh, she didn't realise there was a player coming up behind her. Took the ball off her. But Crystal Palace can't get out of their own half. Arsenal picked the ball up again. And you do feel as though this could be a long afternoon for Crystal Palace. Arsenal did win 9-0 against this Crystal Palace team 2 years ago in the FA Cup. If you remember that game, they were, of course, in the Championship then. They have since, of course, got promotion. Done much better anyway. Freedom Arnhem now plays the ball in field. This is good play from Arsenal. Kyra Cooney-Cross. It just runs away from her, but she manages to get it out to the Steph Catley. The cross comes in, headed down rather than out, and then anywhere will do for Crystal Palace, and they've kicked it out for a throw to Arsenal on this near side. And that was nice play from Arsenal just before Kim Little maybe could have tried a shot in actual fact. And no, it wasn't a foul. It definitely wasn't a foul. It was good play from the Crystal Palace defender, actually. But anyway, let's see. Greg says, I think she's having extra training to stay onside. Well, she'll definitely be onside today, won't she? The whole game. She won't be offside once today. So maybe the extra training has been working. Anyway, Arsenal in possession. Leah Williamson plays the ball forward, a long ball over the top. It's a good ball. And suddenly we've got a chance here. It's Mariona Caldente. Plays it into the path of Leslie Russo. It's not quite working up there at the minute, is it, for Arsenal? We've got a couple of nearly moments, but that final ball hasn't quite come off, has it? Mariona Caldente on this near side plays the ball square to Beth Mead, square into this is good play. Emily Fox finds Leslie Russo, turns away from a defender, and it's a corner. Good defending actually there from Crystal Palace. They've got two players around Leslie there. She wasn't able to quite get the shot away. She has managed to win a corner, but that's really good play from Arsenal in tight areas inside the area. And in the end, Arsenal have won the corner, which is going to be over on this near side, Arsenal's right. So it's going to be Katie McCabe with it. In swinger with her left foot. I wonder if Nicola Jovic has been with the women training the corners and set pieces or not. Anyway, it's going to be Katie McCabe with this corner. Chipped in towards the near post. It's flicked on and it's a goal. The corner's paid off and it's Leah Williamson. The first goal of 2025. And it is Leah Williamson, her first goal for Arsenal for a very, very long time. And it's the crucial breakthrough. 5 minutes played. Maybe Nicola Jovic has been on the training ground with the women. That corner there came right, flipped on at the near post. And there was Leah Williamson to get the final touch. She looks delighted about that as well. I say her first goal for Arsenal. In fact, can we remember the last time she scored? Because I'm not sure I can remember. It's been a long time, hasn't it? It's finally come off for her. So, of course, that can only mean one thing. We said we wanted the early goal, didn't we? And we've got the early goal. Ange B says, yes. Miss Pinksock says, goal. Terry, get in there. Greg says, go on, Leo. Only another 5 needed. Dean says, indeed, early goal. Now to maintain the pressure. Yeah, I think that's what we needed, actually. In games like this, when you're expected to win and you're expected to win quite comfortably, the opposition have got nothing to lose. So Crystal Palace could sit in all day. It wouldn't make any difference. But an early goal makes a massive difference, doesn't it? Because it changes the game, gives us that momentum. And now I'll be very, very surprised if we don't go on and win this game really, really comfortably. And it's great for Leah as well, isn't it? You know, she's not scored for such a long time. To finally get her name back on the score sheet, she looked absolutely delighted. She doesn't often celebrate goals so much, does she? So I think you can see how much that meant to her. It was a simple goal from a corner, flicked on at the near post, and she just tapped it in from about 2 yards out. It's a lovely goal to get, isn't it? From a set piece. And set piece again, eh? Wow, incredible. Wayne says, my word, they're even doing the cringy goal anatomies and the girls going, oh, did they? Oh, I hate that. That's horrible, isn't it? It really is horrible. They're doing it in the men's game, obviously, when the goal scorer goes in, they're repeating their first name like 3 or 4 times to get the crowd to sing it back. I mean, in the women's game, it probably works. It's probably okay for the women's game. It shouldn't be in the Premier League, should it? Come on, Arsenal, sort it out. Joe says, good start. Well, it's been a great start. Couldn't have been a better start to the new year, to Rene's first game as permanent manager, the perfect start. And it's something really good to build on there, isn't it? Anyway, we've got a goal kick because Crystal Palace did briefly come forward there. So definitely Van Domslaar is going to actually get a touch of the ball for the first time. Leah Williams, I love that, didn't she? You got to love Leah Williams, haven't you? It's brilliant for her to get a goal as well. She doesn't get too many, does she? But that's her first one for, I think, was it against Reading was the last one she scored? Maybe 2023 before her ACL injury. She did, of course, score one for England, didn't she? In a friendly a while ago, earlier, last year, wasn't it? That was a good goal, that actually, wasn't it? That game. Anyway, Kyra Cooney cross now picks the ball up in midfield. Arsenal going for the jugular here. Mariona Caldente over on that far side, playing on the left today. Goes around the outside. Can she get the cross? She gets to the byline, puts a cross in towards the penalty spot. There's no Arsenal player there. Crystal Palace managed to get it away. You do feel this is going to be a very, very long afternoon for Crystal Palace. Anyway, I do apologise for my camera keep disappearing. I don't know what it's doing. Anyway, Arsenal winning 1-0. That's the main thing. And it's been a great start here at Meadow Park. Of course, the girls are back in action on Wednesday, 7:15 kickoff in the, well, we're going to still call it the Continental Cup because we've won it the last 2 years. We're going for a 3 in a row and we're playing Brighton away in the quarter-final. I mean, Brighton are a good side this year. They're a decent team. We did beat them 5-0, of course, at the WSL at the Emirates. It's going to be a totally different game away at Brighton, of course, but I'm sure we can overcome them and get to another semi-final. See who we get drawn against there. Can we play Chelsea in 3 finals in a row? Well, that would be something amazing, wouldn't it? The final, by the way, is at Derby County's Pride Park in March. So might make a journey down there for that one. It's actually the day after, or is it the day before, the Carabao Cup final for the men. I'm not sure Arsenal are going to be in that one, though. But anyway, Arsenal might not make the Subway Cup final. Kim Little's done really well in midfield, finds Frida Marnham. Now it's with Emily Fox up this near side. Can Emily Fox get across? And we can't see because somebody's in the way, so they change the camera angle. It's a bit of a shambles, really, isn't it? Let's be honest. Anyway, the ball's now back with Beth Mead again. She does dig out across the edge of the 6-yard box, but the goalkeeper's there and takes that ball well. Katie McCabe was coming in a little bit late there. I think it's going to be a free kick. Katie McCabe a little bit too keen there to get on the end of that cross. Goalkeeper was always favourite, wasn't she, there to get that ball. It's a decent cross in, though, wasn't it? From Beth Mead over on that near side. Whips it in, but it was a little bit too close to the goalkeeper there. And it is going to be a free kick to Crystal Palace. We've got Bongo Guna with us. You're doing. Ange B says it's a terrible name. And they're shot. What are we talking about? Oh, Subway, you mean? Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Joji says Subway is a terrible name for any sporting competition. It is, yeah, I agree. And sometimes, you know, I know money talks, right? I think Arsenal coming forward here. We'll talk about it in a minute. Kim Little plays it out to that far side. Katie McCabe again puts a cross in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Oh, it's just too long. Frida Marnham was stretching for that, couldn't quite get there. And it's gone behind for a goal kick. I mean, I know it's all about money, right? And I'm sure Subway, the company, have put a lot of money into the competition, but surely as a sporting competition, they've got to have a little bit more morals and say, you know what, that's not the right fit for us. It's not the right fit for what we're trying to promote, and reject it. And I'm sure there'll be other companies that would be willing to sponsor the competition that are far more appropriate. And sometimes you've got to, even if maybe they offer slightly less money, sometimes you've got to make that stand, haven't you? you know, I mean, I don't think any betting companies should be sponsoring any sporting event, because I just think that that's a bad message to give. Obviously, junk food and stuff like that is a bad message to give, you know. And I just think that, you know, it's more important, especially in women's football, in the women's game, to have the right sponsor for stuff. Don't just take the biggest offer. Make sure it's the right fit for the competition, and that clearly isn't. It clearly isn't. That's a bad mistake actually by the WSL. I think it is. They've just gone with the money rather than what's the right thing. And unfortunately, that's the story of football in 2025, isn't it? And it is not great. But anyway, we're still going to call it the Continental Cup, because at least Continental, they make tyres, and that's fine, isn't it? You know, there's nothing. Everyone needs tyres on their car and stuff like that. So that's a good. That was a good sponsor. And we're gonna call it that. Actually, we'll just call it that. Actually, we don't need to go along with all that nonsense, do we? Terry said it's funny that I don't get the same feeling when the men's team go 1-up that we're going to lose. Well, not in this particular game. Well, I wouldn't have thought we're going to lose in this game, but who knows? Football produces some strange results sometimes, doesn't it? And I say Crystal Palace have got nothing to lose from this game. They might as well give everything, because if they come out of the game with a heavy defeat, no one's going to bat an eyelid. And if they happen to come out with a result, well, it would be one of the shocks of the season, wouldn't it? And it would be a historic moment for them, wouldn't it, really? So, you know, I think the Man United only beat them 1-0. And so I'll say they've been competitive, much more competitive than I anticipated they would. And they've kind of settled into this game now. You know, we got the early goal and maybe we've relaxed a little bit, but Crystal Palace have always a sloppy ball there from Leah Williamson, actually. Just gifted it straight to Crystal Palace, who are coming forward over on that far side. This is a good attack from Crystal Palace, actually. If they can get the cross in, it could be dangerous. Did she manage to keep the ball in? No, it's gone behind. In fact, it's gone onto the roof of the net. It may well have gone out of play already. But suddenly, Crystal Palace looking threatening. And that was an attack from our own mistake there. Leah Williamson it was, with a poor ball, unlike her, gave it away over on that far side. And Crystal Palace did well. And did she keep it in before she got a cross in? I don't know if she did, but anyway, it went behind in any case. It is a goal kick to Arsenal. But I think Crystal Palace will be fairly pleased with how they've settled in after that goal, actually. Terry says Subway could have called it the Footlong Cup. Well, the Footlong Cup, yeah, they could have done, I suppose. Anyway, it is what it is. And unfortunately, I say money rules the roost. And yeah, right, there you go. Anyway, Crystal Palace goalkeeper came out of her area there and kicked the ball out. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal over on this near side. Emily Fox is going to take it in front of the West Stand. Gives it to Beth Mead, gets it back again, and then plays it back to Leah Williamson, the goal scorer. That first goal of 2025. And it's an Arsenal legend with it. Leslie Russo now on this near side, trying to make way for a cross. Throws the ball back instead to Beth Mead. She's done well, Beth Mead. Chips the ball into the box to Frida Marnham. Little back heel, almost into the path of Kim Little. That would have been a nice goal out from Arsenal, but in the end, the ball's run through to the Crystal Palace goalkeeper. And that was a nice move, actually. Oh, she just got a little bit too much on that back heel, didn't she, Frida Marnham? She just got a little bit less on it. I think Kim Little could have been in there to make it 2-0. It would have been two Arsenal legends with the goals. Anyway, the ball is now with Yanez, the Crystal Palace goalkeeper, who's had quite a busy. Oh, we're back again. I don't know. I mean, camera just is on a. It's done this before. It's not the camera; it's the connection. I think. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's working again now. Anyway, Crystal Palace are trying to come forward now. They've responded well, haven't they, to going behind? I mean, fair play to them. They've come back into this game. They've got a cross in towards the box, and it goes straight into the arms of Daphne Van Domselaar. And finally, she's got something to do. Good old Daff. A nice, easy thing to deal with as well, wasn't it? A cross straight into her midriff. Anyway, Emily Fox now up this near side finds Leah Williamson. 16 minutes played here at Meadow Park. Arsenal 1, Crystal Palace 0. The returner WSL Kim Little takes it on the turn, plays it square. Not a great ball, actually, just in front of Frida Marnham. And Crystal Palace can come forward with Danielle Green over on that far side, plays it up the line. But Steph Catley's going to cover. Greg says there, the Crystal Palace goalkeeper has 10 written on her top. That's how many goals she's expecting to let in. Has she got Oh, we're back. Sorry about that. That's been going on with my camera. I've had to restart it. Anyway, hopefully it'll be all right now. It's still 1-0 anyway. Also coming forward, Emily Fox on this near side. Chips across towards the far post. She's overhit it a little bit, but Mariona Caldente is going to pick it up over on that far side. And plays the ball back to Kyra Cooney-Cross. Now it's with Steph Catley in a left-back position. Plays it all the way back to Daphne Van Domslaar just outside the centre circle. She's probably come forward just to keep herself warm. She must be freezing, poor thing. Anyway, Kyra Cooney-Cross now plays the ball out to the far side. Steph Catley bringing it forward, touches it off to Mariona Caldente, chips it into Leslie Russo on the edge of the box. She tried to touch into the path of Katie McKay, but Crystal Palace have defended that well, and now they can try and come forward themselves on the counter-attack. They've had some good little spells of play, Crystal Palace, actually. Since the goal, and Arsenal haven't really taken advantage of that early lead, which has not been what we expected, really. We thought we'd go on and dominate this game a lot more than we have done. But anyway, we are still winning 1-0, and that's the main thing. Coming up to 19.5 minutes played here at Meadow Park, or Meadow Park, of course, as we like to call it. And it is Leah Williamson in possession, plays the ball out to that far side. Hainsbury says, good to see you. But yeah, I don't know what's been happening. My camera was just going a bit mental, wasn't it? But I've reset it, so hopefully it'll be all right now. Anyway, Mariona Caldente's got the ball just inside the Arsenal half, plays it for us. It's a good ball. Kim Little touches it on. Leslie Russo, is she onside? She's 1-on-1 with the keeper. This should be 2-0. She's not. She's offside. The flag's gone up. I'm not sure if she was going to score there or not, really, but the flag was up. The linesman on his near side raised his flag. It did look as though she may well have been offside. It was going to always be touch and go, wasn't it? It was a lovely move, though, wasn't it? Mariona's ball to Kim Little. And it looked as though, yeah, I think she is offside. Oh, I don't know, actually, when she played the ball. No, I think she was, yeah, leaning forward. I think she was offside. That was probably the right decision. But that almost certainly could have been 2-0. Anyway, Crystal Palace now coming forward straight away on a counter-attack. This is an opportunity inside the box. Shot comes in, but it's straight at Daphne Van Domslaar. Wow, that would have been a real turn-up for the books, wouldn't it? Oh, I see. It says sponsors 10, isn't it? I get what you was meaning there, Greg. It's 10 is the sponsor, isn't it, of the kit? It may well be the number of goals they concede. That long ball played over the top by Frida Minor. Looking for Russo again. The goalkeeper's out quickly, though, outside her area. Hoofs the ball clear, but Leah Williamson just gently touches it off to Steph Catley. And Arsenal can build again. We're coming up towards the midway point in this first half. Arsenal haven't really built on that early goal, have we? We're dominating possession, obviously, but Crystal Palace have done okay so far. Frida Minor plays the ball up this near side. Beth Mead, can she get the cross in? She does try and get the cross on. It's defense. It's come back to Beth Mead inside the area. Can she get a shot away? It's good defending, actually, and the ball plays back to Kim Little. Now it's Emily Fox on this near side, plays it into Mariona Caldente, turns away from one challenge, turns away from two inside the box. Kim Little chips across to the far post. It's just beyond Leslie Russo, but Katie McKay will keep it in. Arsenal building some pressure. You do feel the second goal's coming. Kyra Cooney-Cross plays a 1-2 with Kim Little. The ball just runs away from there, and the goalkeeper can come out and gather. And Arsenal pressing for that second goal. Joe says, making hard work of it. Well, we are a little bit, yeah, we are making a little bit of hard work of it. Crystal Palace just had a shot, actually, just before that. We haven't really took advantage of that early goal. I thought getting the early goal was what we needed. And it hasn't really worked out as expected. And you've got to give credit to Crystal Palace. They've worked hard. They've played quite well, actually, and they've settled into the game. It must have been easy for them to think that their heads could have dropped having conceded that goal so early, but they haven't, and credit to them for that. But we've not maybe done enough in this game so far. And I don't know whether the early goal, I thought an early goal would help us, but actually maybe it hasn't. Maybe we've almost got into, we've dropped a little bit of intensity maybe on the back of scoring that goal. Maybe that's been a bit of an issue. We just need to get our focus back, don't we? Because there's no easy game, let's be honest. It might look easy on paper, but certainly isn't. And Crystal Palace, I say, have gave a good account of themselves. I kind of thought that they would, because they've done that in many games this season. That looked like there was a foul just before that by Katie McKay. Actually, it wasn't given, and in the end, the ball's put out for a throw to Arsenal over on that far side, just in front of where the tunnel area is, which Katie McKay is going to come across to take. We've played 23 minutes in this return of the WSL, the first game of 2025, of course, following the FA Cup postponement last week. That game is, of course, now on the 29th of January. It's a busy time, isn't it, for Arsenal? We've got the League, we call it the League Cup. We've got the League Cup quarter-final on Wednesday. Of course, we know what's happening next Sunday, don't we? Stamford Bridge, the big game against Chelsea. It's really a must-win, isn't it, for Arsenal? Let's hope we've got the right socks this time. And then it's the FA Cup game against Bristol City at Meadow Park. And then, of course, it's a trip to Manchester City the following weekend, beginning of February. So it's a busy few weeks here following a long gap, and then suddenly we get a load of games all thrown at us at once, but we don't mind, do we? Because it's great fun. Anyway, Leah Williamson now brings the ball forward. Can Arsenal get this second goal, which would surely kill off Crystal Palace, who have been very, very spirited in this first half? The ball's back with Frida Marnham, plays it square to Leah Williamson, the goal scorer. Oh, that's a lovely ball. Oh, almost a lovely ball. Frida Marnham couldn't quite get that under control, and Crystal Palace should be able to bring this away. They've just, actually, they've done well there. It looked as though they've given the ball away. And now they've got a little bit of space over on that far side. They're coming forward. Mariana Caldente is working hard to get back. And the ball goes off for a throw to Crystal Palace. Joe says, to be fair to Crystal Palace, I think despite losing games, I do think they have found their feet. Naivety lost them some of their games. Yeah, no, I think you're right. And I think that happens with the teams that get promoted all the time. It's not a new thing, is it? And I do think that that's what happens. And I think they're going to grow into the season. If they can survive this year, I mean, that's when teams get promoted. I think the first season is important, isn't it? I think if Crystal Palace survive this year, then, you know, they may well go on and you know, last in the WSL for quite some time. Bear in mind, there is talk, of course, of the WSL increasing in numbers. So I think it's even more important that teams like Crystal Palace who come up can stay up. And then as the numbers increase, we're going to get more teams like this coming in and getting a chance to grow and build. And that's what it's about, isn't it? You know, we obviously, you know, we're Arsenal fans. We're at the top of the league and we enjoy being up there challenging for the trophies and stuff like that. But, you know, teams like Crystal Palace and teams from the Championship to be able to compete in the WSL, that's what it's about, isn't it? To give them those opportunities to be able to do that. And that's why it's so important that we increase the number of teams in the WSL. More teams need to be promoted and relegated, and it needs to be more accessible, doesn't it? At the moment, it's a little bit almost a closed shop, isn't it, to be honest? You know, the same teams come up and go down, and, you know, it'd be nice to make it a little bit, give more opportunities to teams like Crystal Palace in the WSL, wouldn't it? But in the Arsenal still in possession with Beth Mead. Good feet inside the box. Oh, she tried to fed it through. She's still got the ball as she over that far side. No, Crystal Palace have defended it well. And it has now gone out for a... I think it might be my internet that's playing up, if I'm honest. I don't know what's going on with it. But anyway, let's... because the stream on the thing has gone down as well. Oh, it's come back on again, isn't it? If you could hear that. Anyway, it is. There's 27 minutes played. Arsenal forward. Emily Fox puts a cross in. It's headed away, and Crystal Palace are hanging on to that 1-goal deficit at the moment. You do feel as though if Arsenal do get a second goal before half time, that may well be the end of the game for Crystal Palace. They were struggling to get that ball away just a moment ago, but they did manage to scramble it clear in the end. Hint of a handball actually by one of the Crystal Palace defenders wasn't given. Leah Williamson now plays it square to Kyra. Cooney cross touches it off to Steph Catley. I mean, Arsenal are totally in control of this game, but you're suddenly thinking we need a second goal. We didn't think we'd be saying that, did we? Get the early goal. You thought, oh, that's fine, but we actually need this second goal. Good piece of defending there by Crystal Palace. But they're giving the ball away inside the box now. Leslie Russo's shot's deflected behind. It's going to be a corner from the same side that we scored the first goal from. Are we going to repeat the trick course, if we do, there's going to be talk, of course, of Nikola Jovic really taking control of these set pieces for Arsenal. Leslie Russo was in there, got the shot away, but it's hit the defender and gone behind for a corner. I think it's going to be Katie McKay with it again. It was her corner that led to the first goal. Leah Williams in there again. Maybe she fancies a second goal. A bit like London buses. One doesn't come for ages and then get two quickly following each other. Maybe that's what's going to happen here. Katie McKay is going to take this corner as she did the previous one. Leah Williamson sniffing around the 6-yard box again. The corner comes into the near post. This one's headed away though by Crystal Palace. Comes back out to Kyra Cooney. Cross finds Kim Little. Plays it square to Emily Fox. Touches it off to Mariona Caldente. Dinks the ball towards the 6-yard box. Leah Williams is in there again. Oh, she heads over. Another big chance there. She must feel she should have scored that one, actually. That was a great ball from Mariona. Leah Williamson there inside the 6-yard box with a header. A little bit under pressure from the Crystal Palace defender, but she maybe should have scored that. She knows she should have maybe scored that as well. It's a good ball. It's gone behind her for a goal kick to Crystal Palace. We've played nearly half an hour here at Meadow Park. Arsenal 1, Crystal Palace 0. It was Mariona's cross. And Leah always heading it up, wasn't she, rather than down into the goal. Anyway, the ball is now with Crystal Palace on this near side. Dinked over the top, but Emily Fox is there. No problem at all. And just plays it back to Daphne Van Domselaar. Fully established as the number 1, as we knew she would be. It maybe took a little bit of time, didn't it? She didn't play the first couple of games, and then she got into the team. And we all knew, didn't she? Once she was in the team, there was no way she was going to get left out. She's a fantastic goalkeeper, and she's made a massive difference to how solid we look at the back. I think the defence is a lot more calmer with Daphne there, and I think that Manu's days, unfortunately, are probably numbered now at Arsenal. Anyway, Crystal Palace end up under pressure again. Frida Marnham turns away, plays the ball into Kim Little. Oh, she took too long there, Kim Little, and the ball taken off her. That's happened a couple of times, isn't it? Almost as though Arsenal have thinking they've got a little bit more time than we have. And Crystal Palace are quickly into the challenge, actually, you have to say. El Loco says, rumours around Emirates is that Stina is leaving. Yeah, our heart's broken. Me as well, my friend. I mean, if that's true, I hope it's not true. I hope it's not true, because I think Stina has been fantastic, and I'd be absolutely gutted if she does leave. But that was my fear when I saw the team, and she wasn't in the squad. She was in training. She was in the training videos yesterday. Obviously, she was fit yesterday to be training, so it's either an illness or, as you say, and I was talking about that at the beginning of the show. I would be absolutely. I would be absolutely gutted if she go. I mean, you can understand why she would want to leave. She deserves to be playing more minutes. Her goal scoring record at Arsenal in the particularly last 2 seasons, she's been our top scorer, 36 goals in 2 seasons, and a lot of those games, especially last season, were from the bench. Her goal scoring record's fantastic. But yeah, I guess Leslie's come in and she's not going to be left out of the team, is she? I think that's obvious. She pretty much plays every game, and the chances for Stina have become less and less. But yeah, I would be absolutely devastated if she goes. I'm certainly going to say Stina was at the Emirates for the men's game. Was she? That's interesting, isn't it? So maybe she's. I mean, I suppose she could be injured then. I suppose. I suppose she could be. I mean, Leah Williamson was at the Arsenal men's game against Tottenham, wasn't she? So I wouldn't necessarily say that that's necessarily a sign of too much. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't sound good, does it? It does not sound good. El Loco says, yeah, DVD's top class keeper. Zinsberger doesn't dive anymore, too much weight. Well, I don't know about that. She doesn't really dive. No, you're right. Crystal Palace are coming forward again, and you have to say, as much as obviously we want Arsenal to win, you have to give Crystal Palace credit here for this first half. Cross comes in. This could be dangerous. Headed away by Emily Fox, and the loose ball again falls to Crystal Palace on the edge of the penalty area. If they were to get themselves an equaliser here before half-time, that would certainly might wake Arsenal up a little bit, actually, because we've been a little bit lacklustre since we got that goal. We've had a lot of possession, created 1 or 2 nearly moments, but not really. We're not really playing with enough intensity for me. Andy B says she's ill. Is she? Is that official, is it? Or are we just assuming that? Have you heard something official? I mean, I hope that's all it is. I don't hope she's ill, but what I mean is I hope it's nothing to suggest that she's going to leave. I hope it's something like that and that she's fit to play on Wednesday, because I'm sure she'll start that game against Brighton, assuming she's fit, of course. Anyway, Brighton have just won the ball in midfield and now they're trying to try and come forward. And not Brighton, Crystal Palace, sorry, it's Brighton on Wednesday, of course. Terry says, this first half's been so frustrating, football and chance-wise, we need to get this manager out. after 45. Oh, a big chance for Crystal Palace. Oh, ball played into the box. I don't know if it was offside. And it was a free opportunity there for Crystal Palace. There, ball played into the box. It was Stengel with the ball. And, oh, dear me, she's got it all wrong there. Cato it was. Number 5 for Crystal Palace. She may well have been offside, but she's missed anyway. And that was a big, big chance for Crystal Palace. Wow, to equalise. Incredible. Herman's with us. How you doing, Herman? Good to see you, my friend from Toronto. I bet it's cold there. It's freezing cold here today. Absolutely freezing. But it is winter, I suppose. What do we expect? Anyway, it's Arsenal not playing particularly well now in this first half. It's been ragged for the last 5 minutes. Greg says, we're a bit slow. We need to speed the game up. Yeah, we've seemed to have dropped our intensity. Now, we did mention, didn't we, on the show, I don't think she was offside. I think Katie McKay's playing her on, looking at the replay. I mean, it wasn't given as offside. I think that goal would have stood. We did mention the other night, didn't we, on the show, that having not played for such a long time, it might take time to build up momentum again and stuff like that. And I guess that's probably true. But, yeah, I don't know. Jerry says maybe Crystal Palace have improved. Well, yeah, they're playing well. You've got to give credit to them. But I had a feeling this game would have been competitive for a while. I do think in the end our quality will come through, and I think we will end up scoring some late goals and winning comfortably if we haven't got it wrapped up before then. But it has been quite frustrating this first half. We just haven't really, we got the perfect start, and then we've just maybe, as that almost made us feel, I don't know, as though it was going to be too easy. I don't know. We definitely lacked intensity, and Crystal Palace have kept themselves in the game, and they've had a really big chance just a moment ago that Cato was unable to take. And if they'd scored, I say if they score, it'd be a little bit of a disaster, but it might wake us up, because I feel as though that's what we need. We need something to shake us up, because we're very slow, as I've said there, and yeah, we're lacking intensity, and as though we're going through the motions a little bit. And I suppose it is hard. We haven't played for a long time, and I think the whole point today was get the game played, get the win, and we can start building, because we've got some really big games, haven't we, to come, as we know, in the next few weeks. It's an exciting time, but we need to keep winning all the games, because keep ourselves in these 4 competitions that we're in. Anyway, the ball's over on that far side, and it's gone out there. I think it was Steph Catley trying to come forward. It's gone out for a throw to Crystal Palace over on that far side. Greg says our passing is way off. It is, yeah. We look as though we haven't played for a long time, and I mean we haven't, have we? So I suppose it's understandable to a certain degree. And maybe the longer the game goes on, we'll maybe start to get better as it goes along, maybe. But anyway, I'm sure things will improve, because it hasn't been a great first time. Lee Williamson again, sloppy ball. She's done that a couple of times actually. 170 Gunner says, if we beat Chelsea, we've still got a chance. Absolutely, of course we have. Yeah. If we beat Chelsea, we've got a big chance, and that's the big game, isn't it? Next week, I think that's the one, isn't it? If we lose next week to Chelsea, then we can. I think we can safely say the league title has gone. But if we can draw that game or even win that game, well, then it's definitely back on, isn't it? Because that would actually potentially cut the gap, depending on the results this weekend, to 4 points, and that's definitely doable. But we need to win that game, and we haven't won away at Chelsea for a very long time. Doesn't mean we can't, and I'm sure we'll give it a go. And that is going to be a hell of a game next Sunday. Really looking forward to that one. Anyway, Arsenal trying to come forward here. What we need to do is beat Crystal Palace first before we do anything. The cross comes into the box. Frida Marnham. Oh, she's fired over there. The ball ricocheted back to her. Maybe came back to her quite quickly, as she wasn't able to readjust her feet enough. And just put it over the bar for about 12 yards, leaning back a little bit. That could have been 2-0. Difficult chance. Wasn't quite able to keep it down. 38 minutes gone. So he says, Frida, indeed. What's it going to take her off? Nothing take her off at all. She's doing all right. Anyway, Crystal Palace now trying to come forward again up this near side. And it's, I mean, you know, we want Arsenal to win this game and we want Arsenal to play better. Of course we do. But I think it's actually good for the WSL if teams like Crystal Palace can be competitive. You know, the days of the 8, 9, 10-0s, we want them to be gone, don't we, really? Because it's not good for the league. So I think it's good that Crystal Palace are being competitive. It makes it a more interesting game and it's better for the league in general. So I don't actually mind, as long as we win, obviously. I don't want Crystal Palace to get a draw or anything else. But, you know, as long as we win the game. But it's good for the league, isn't it? That the teams that come up can compete. And that's what you want to see. You know, if we win 3 or 4-0, that's fine. But because Crystal Palace have shown enough today that they can compete at this level. And that's fair play to them. I don't mind that at all. Herman says there's a lot of trouble with my ISP connection to the internet. Yeah, I have as well today, actually. I think it's a cold weather, maybe. I don't know if that's what it is. Could be, couldn't it? Because it's, I mean, it's sort of ice has gone a bit, but I mean, my estate's pretty bad. The roads are quite slippy. I went for a run earlier and just getting out of my estate was quite dodgy. But once I was out on the main road, it was all right. Anyway, Katie McKay just lost the ball over on that far side and concedes a foul. And he's going to be a free. It's the last 5 minutes of this first half. And yeah, I think it was mentioned before, frustrating was the word used. And you have to say frustrating is what it's been. As Greg says, at least Palace are trying and not packing their defence. Well, no, I mean, they give it a good go. And I've got no problem with that at all. I've got absolutely no problem with that. I'd say I'd rather, in a way, I know it might sound strange because obviously we want Arsenal to win comfortably and stuff like that, but actually, I'm actually quite pleased that it isn't an 8-0, 9-0 game like it was last time we played them because, you know, okay, it's a little bit of fun, isn't it? But it's not good for the league, is it? And the fact, Chris Palace are in again over on that far side. Are they going to get an equaliser before half time? A cross comes in, well defended by Katie McCabe, and now Kyra Cooney-Cross can bring it forward for Arsenal. And giving the ball away again, actually over on that far side. In fact, it's a free kick. It's going to be a free kick to Arsenal, but wow, incredible. Russ is with us. How my friend? Good to see you. Hope you are well. El Loco says, even with the Euros in summer, I don't think Stina's place with Sweden is in danger. Really, really hope she stays with us. We love her lots. No, I agree. Yeah, our place isn't in threat. I mean, she's going to be in the squad, isn't she? There's no doubt. And I don't think that would be a reason for her to leave. But anyway, let's hope not. Yeah, I agree. Let's hope not. You know, Kyra Cooney-Cross has got the ball, plays it out to that far side. Katie McCabe can also get a second goal before half time, which I think would make a massive difference to the way the second half plays out. We've got 3.5 minutes until the break. Leah Williamson chips a ball into the walls of far post, headed out. It wasn't a great ball, actually. It was looking for Katie McCabe. But Kyra Cooney-Cross has picked it up now. It's Mariona Caldente, tries to play the ball forward. He hits a Crystal Palace defender, comes back to Kyra Cooney-Cross. Good feet there from the Australian. Plays the ball square to captain Kim Little. Frida Minor lays it off to Emily Fox. Is this going to be the second goal? Beth Mead on this near side. Oh, she couldn't get past the defender. Good defending again from Crystal Palace. And then Beth Mead concedes the free kick. And that was looking like a good move there. And Beth tried to skip past the defender, who did really well, actually. You have to say, good defending again from Crystal Palace. They've certainly come out of this first half with a lot of credit, you have to say. It is Arsenal leading, though. Let's not forget that. It is 1-0 to the Arsenal, which, of course, is a scoreline that we're quite familiar with. And we don't mind a 1-0 to the Arsenal. We was expecting maybe a bit more than that today. It still might be, but you have to say, give credit where it's due. And Crystal Palace have done well. Anyway, Katie McCabe plays that ball back to Daphne Van Dontelaar, and she gets it out to Emily Fox on this near side. Arsenal just need to up their game a bit, really, in the second half if we're going to get the result that we expect. Emily Fox now on this near side. Maybe Andreas was right. I think, didn't he say 3-0? And it may well be a 3-0 the way it's going. It might not even be 3-0. He's only 1-0 at the moment. And we haven't really looked like getting a second goal for quite a while. Can't remember last time a Crystal Palace goalkeeper had to make a save. All the sort of best of Arsenal's attacking play was in the very early stages of this game. That ball over the top now. We've got a chance. Leslie Russo over on that far side. Beth Mead in at the near post. Gets a header in. It's going to fall to Frida Marner. No, it isn't, because it's cleared away by the Crystal Palace defence. But now Arsenal back in possession. Emily Fox has got some space here to line up across on this near side. Puts it into the edge of 6-yard box. Leslie Russo's there. Couldn't get enough contact on it. Palace again clear it away. And then Leah Williamson plays it square to Kyra Cooney Cross. Goes out to that far side. Mariona Caldente gets the ball into to Beth Mead. Plays it out to that far side. Back to Mariona again. Oh, it's gone off the Spaniard. It's going to be a goal kick to Arsenal, and more frustration. Joe says, I just don't understand players failing opposition players when the player like Beth Mead just that. Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes it can be to try and stop a counter attack. You know, when maybe your team's overcommitted a few players forward, you lose the ball. You sometimes need to give your team a chance to reset, and sometimes committing a foul like that, it's a free kick. You're probably not going to get a yellow card and your team can reset. Sometimes it's a sensible thing to do. I'm not sure that one particularly was like that. I think Beth was a little bit frustrated that she wasn't able to get past the defender, and maybe it was frustration for that particular one. But sometimes doing those sort of fouls can be quite a good thing to take the momentum away from the other team and give you a chance to get your defensive shape back. But I think that's generally the two reasons why those sort of fouls happen. I think that one I say was more frustration probably than anything. Anyway, Emily Fox now does well on this near side, finds Frida Marnham, touches it off to Kim Little. We're into stoppage time at the end of this first half. Are we going to get the second goal? Emily Fox's cross is blocked. Again, good defending from Crystal Palace. That was Emily Woodman there with the tackle. It's going to be a throw to Crystal Palace over on that far side again. 1 minute of stoppage time has gone up there by the fourth official. 1 minute of stoppage time. And we've already played 30 seconds of that. It's a corner though to Arsenal. Katie McCabe. We did score from a corner from this very, very spot in the first 5 minutes. Can we finish the half with a goal? Leah Williamson will scored that other one. She's in there again. Is this going to be the second goal for Arsenal just before half-time? Be a good time to score, wouldn't it? Katie McCabe's corner. It's headed out while Crystal Palace comes to Kim Little on the end of the box. Now it's going to fall to Mariona Caldente. Her shot is blocked. And then it falls to Leah Williamson here on this near side. We've played the 1 minute of stoppage time. It's just whatever time's added on. Kim Little plays it square. Have a shot. Mariona's going to have a shot. She does have a shot. It's straight at the goalkeeper. And I think that will probably be that for this first half. And although Arsenal are winning, Crystal Palace have probably come out of this with a lot more credit. In fact, there goes the half-time whistle. It is half-time here at Meadow Park. Arsenal 1, Crystal Palace 0. And a frustrating half overall. We got the early goal that we wanted. We thought that was going to settle us down and we'd go on and win the game comfortably. It hasn't happened like that. Crystal Palace have grown into the game, and I've got to give them massive credit. They've played really, really well in that first half. They've made life difficult for us. And yeah, we've got a lot of we've still got a lot of work to do in this game if we're going to get those 3 points. So yeah, we're winning the game, and that's the main thing. But frustrating is probably the best description of that game so far. Terry says Mido still on her Christmas holiday. It seems to be, yeah. She's not had a great game, has she, so far? 170 says, is Hertig leaving? We don't think she's leaving. She had an extended break at Christmas, and she got back a bit later, which is why she's probably not in the squad today. Greg says, is Dina going to London City Lionesses? Why would she be going to London City Lionesses? She wouldn't be going to the Championship team, would she? Ryan says, perhaps Dina is going to play in the men's team. Yeah, maybe she is. They need a striker, don't they? Yeah, maybe that's what's happening. That makes more sense, actually. That makes more sense, actually, doesn't it? We'll take that. Greg said, well, that's a good point as well. She's too good for him. She is too good. Actually, I wouldn't want to inflict that on her. I wouldn't want to inflict Arteta on Stina. That wouldn't be fair, would it? She's done nothing wrong, is she, to deserve that? Although she would improve the team, there's no doubt about that. Terry says, we don't even look like scoring a second goal. Well, no, we don't, no. Joe says, not comfortable with a 1-0 lead. No, we're not. And Crystal Palace had that one really big chance, didn't they? Cato with the effort that she put wide. And that would have been a real shock, wouldn't it? They've got the sprinklers on at Meadow Park on the pitch, right? They've got the sprinklers on. And last week the game was called off because it was frozen and the weather's still cold. Is it a sensible idea to put the sprinklers on? I don't know. Maybe the pitch is too hard and they're trying to soften it up, maybe. I don't know. 170 Gunner says, Manu is not good enough. No, she is good enough. I know you don't like her, but I think she is good enough. She's doing all right. Grat says here, from the little I was able to catch in the first half, AFC should have been in front by more. Well, we could have been, but we haven't played that well, have we? Ag with us, how you doing? Ag, she says, hello. I'm on matching my town. Can't watch Arsenal. Who scored? It was Leah Williamson. Leah Williamson scored, which is always nice, but we maybe not played particularly well, which isn't great, is it? Anyway, Andreas has sent a lot of clips for the vlog. Actually, looking forward to that. I don't know if we can see Gunnosaurus in any of them yet. Not sure if Gunnosaurus is making an appearance today. We'll have to wait and see. Be nice to get Gunnosaurus back on with us because he's become quite a popular figure, hasn't he, on the vlogs lately? It's not quite the same without him, is it? I'm sure he'll be back soon, but we will have to see, won't we? Anyway, it's half time. First game back. Not really the best game, let's be honest, but we'll get there. But yes, we are winning, I suppose, and sometimes you just have to take the win, don't you? Let's have a look. So, should we look at the other scores then from the WSL? Spurs beat Leicester 1-0. Actually, only have a game. Of course, there was a game yesterday. Everton Aston Villa drew 1-1. And, of course, Friday there was a game as well, wasn't there? Liverpool beat Brighton 2-1. And, of course, later on, the late game tonight is a Manchester derby, Manchester City versus Manchester United. We could do a draw there, couldn't we? Or Man United winning, maybe. And, of course, Chelsea are away at West Ham. That kicks off in about 10 minutes. That one there. So, yeah, not really the greatest first half, was it? But we are winning, I suppose. There is game going on in the Premier League today as well. It is Everton 2, Tottenham 0, which is a shame, isn't it? Half time at Old Trafford, Manchester United 1, Brighton 1. Brighton were in front there very early. But Bruno Fernandes penalty makes it 1-1. And listen to this: Nottingham Forest 3, Southampton 0. That is the half-time score from the City ground. It's Anderson, Hudson-Odoi, and Wood with those goals. And of course, it's Man City at Ipswich later on. So Nottingham Forest are going to go second in the table. Wow, who would have thought that? Eh? Who would have thought that? That is incredible, isn't it? Well, anyway. What are we doing? One something else says, have you been to Meadow Park? Yeah, I've been to Meadow Park lots of times. Not for a while. I think the last time I went was against Aston Villa a couple of years ago. I think that was the last one, and that was a good game. I love Meadow Park. Probably won't be playing there for much longer though, will we? Let's be honest, which is a shame. It really is a shame. Herman says, going to get my coffee. That's a good idea, actually. I might get a cup of tea on the go in a minute, actually. Yeah, I think that sounds good. Ag says, oh, you said that, did you, before? We've had that one. Sorry. Mark C says, also in the men's games today, the Spuds are... Oh, yeah, we just saw that. Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it? LG says, this is a Jonas-like performance. Yeah, no, but sometimes that's going to happen, isn't it? You know, and I do feel that sometimes our expectations are very, very quickly, our expectations go up very quickly, don't we, when we've had a few good performances. And it's not possible to play that like that every single game. You know, we saw the game at Liverpool, the last WSL game was a bit similar. We huffed and puffed a little bit, but got the win. We're huffing and puffing a little bit today. And sometimes that's going to happen, isn't it? That is going to happen. You know, nobody, even Chelsea, don't win 5-0 every game. It's not possible to do that at no level of football. You're going to get games where you have to maybe, you know, scrap it out a little bit. But, you know, having said that, it wasn't really good enough that first half. We need to improve. Of course we do. But anyway, I'm sure we will. But actually, Herman talking about coffee. I don't drink coffee, but I do drink tea. I'm going to get one. LG says, maybe the honeymoon period is over. No, don't say that, no. Dean says, nervy first game for Renee since getting the job permanently. Take any win today. I mean, exactly, yeah, I mean, we need to win today, obviously. I mean, if we don't win today, then obviously it's going to be Rennes out, isn't it? Quite obviously, you know. But I'm sure we will win. But yeah, we'll be back for the second half very shortly. I'm going to go and get a cup of tea because I quite fancy one now. It's got me thinking of a cup of tea. So we'll do that. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back for the second half very, very shortly. Arsenal won at Crystal Palace. Now, Liam Williamson with a goal, so we're happy about that, aren't we? But not a great performance. We need to improve in the second half. I'm sure we will. It's going to be a Rennes half-time masterclass, and we're going to win 6-0 still. So stay with us and don't miss it. I'll be back very, very shortly. So, again, welcome back for the second half. The teams are just coming back out again. I actually opted for a bottle of water instead. I feel a little bit dehydrated following the run I went on earlier. I just got back before the game started. Water's more necessary. I'll have a cup of tea at the end. So where are we? Oh, we've had a lot of comments actually. And says, agreed in 1-0 will do, but think second half will be better indeed. With Janders Rivers Hyle beat Rich to the show. Well, you didn't have me to the show today, did you? You've missed the whole of the first half, my friend. But never mind. Terry says, and are you still awake? You're quiet. You're never this quiet during daylight hours. Well, not normally. No, she's not. Take it all back. Ryan says they are just getting over the shock of Williamson scoring. Yeah, maybe that's true, actually. Yeah, I mean, it was a shock, wasn't it? Regina says, what time's the match? Well, the match started at 2 o'clock, so we're at half time now. Second half's about to start. The score is 1-0. It should be on the screen. It is on the screen. It's 1-0. So Terry says, so was it handball or not yesterday? Yeah, it was handball yesterday, yeah. So Terry says 1-0 indeed. Ball hit near. I know it hit his arm. It hit his hand, definitely. There's no doubt about that. Seen multiple replays of it. Dean says, I think so, Terry. I'd be annoyed if it was given against us. Exactly. That's the way to look at it, isn't it? Everton 3, Spurs 0. Wow. Okay. That's a shame, isn't it? Jimmy says, looks like you need a new team. I do need a new team picture, actually. I'll get one sorted, I must admit. Picture I could see you've moved hand to ball. Yeah. Rajendra says, if he did not have an arm, it would have hit him and gone in, but he did have an arm and his arm hit the ball. So, you know, you could say that about any handball, couldn't you? If someone took his arms off, it wouldn't have been handball, would it? But no one did. He has got arm and it did hit his arm. So there you go. Anyway, the second half is up and underway, and we're going to see if the Arsenal women. We don't need dodgy handball goals because we're good enough to win games without that, aren't we? We can score proper goals, and we did score a proper goal, and it is 1-0, and it was Leah Williamson scored it as well, which is a bit of a shock. Anyway, we have got a free kick. We've played a minute of the second half. Nothing much has really happened yet. Not much change. There's no changes in terms of personnel. There's no substitutions from either side for this second half. Herman says, as Red Ace Leg has a new manager outfit. Oh no, she's wearing the same as she normally wears. That sort of lime greeny colour tracksuit top or coat thing with tracksuit on. But you know, she's a tracksuit manager. That's fine, isn't it? It would have been nice for her to wear a suit, maybe. But anyway, it doesn't matter, does it? She's a hands-on coach. That's what you want to see, don't you? You want to see a hands-on coach. Anyway, Leah Williamson now brings the ball forward. Plays it to the edge of the box. This is nice play. Oh, Chris Space again defended well actually, and now they can break forward, and that's a good ball. But Leah Williamson should deal with that quite comfortably. Plays it back to Daphne Van Domselaar, all in yellow. Touches the ball off to Kyra Cooney Cross, and Leslie Russo turns away well inside the centre circle. Plays the ball up this near side. Katie McCabe is just going to be the second goal. Katie McCabe looks to try and get across in. She does get across in towards the far post. Beth Mead was coming in. Leslie Russo stretches overhead, but it goes safely into the arms of the goalkeeper. And again, Arsenal maybe not making the most of that opportunity. It is frustrating. There's no doubt about it. You know, we want to see Arsenal winning games and playing better than this, but they haven't played for a month. It's difficult, isn't it? When you haven't played for so long, to get your rhythm back. And football's about rhythm, it's about momentum as much as anything else. And, you know, the players have been away. It's almost like starting pre-season again, isn't it? You know, I know they've had a couple of sort of training games. It's not the same though, is it? It's almost like starting from scratch again. And it's tough, and it might take us well, hopefully it won't take us more than a week to settle in, because we've got Chelsea next week. And Brighton, of course, in midweek in the quarter-final. They are coming forward now. This might be a good chance here. Kim Little, can she get the ball back across the box? She can. It's going to be a goal, surely, for Emily Fox. The goalkeeper saves it, and it's scrambled away. Oh, it was almost 2-0. Emily Fox there looking for her first WSL goal. And she maybe didn't hit it as cleanly as she could have done, actually. And the goalkeeper saved it. It went underneath her body, and the defender was there to clear it off the line. Almost 2-0. And that would have been an early goal at the start of the second half as well, wouldn't it? Which surely would have settled us down. Although Arsenal and 2-0 leads this weekend aren't really necessarily a good thing, are they? So We need a third goal. We haven't got a second one anyway. Leslie Russo's done well on this near side. Can she get the cross in? Pulls it back to the edge of the box. Kyra Cooney cross plays it square to Kim Little. Now it's played to Emily Fox over on the far side. She needed a runner outside. Beth Mead had gone central. Leah Williamson now does find Beth Mead. Emily Fox is outside over on that far side. Gives it back to Beth Mead now into Kyra Cooney cross. Nice ball. Nice interchange of passing with Kim Little. Kyra Cooney cross from distance goes wide. Yet to score for Arsenal, the Australian, but you don't feel as though it's far away. But they're just showing that earlier chart there. Kim Little did really, really well. Got to the byline, pulled the ball back, fell to Emily Fox there, steadied herself, and in the end, it was scrambled away. But it was nice play from Arsenal there, and should have been maybe 2-0. Emily Fox there inside the box. He tried to place it in a corner rather than getting power behind it. And in the end, maybe that's why it didn't go in. Herman says she should shop at Savile Row and get a fabulous outfit. Well, maybe she should. And I'm sure if we win a trophy, she will. If we get to a cup final, I'm sure she will. Ms. Pinknell says bring Ford on. Yeah, maybe Ford could be needed in this game. We normally would say bring Stina on, wouldn't we? But of course we can't today because she's not on the bench. Anyway, Leah Williams crossed from that far side. Leslie Russo's header doesn't get enough on it. And it goes behind for a goal kick. Yeah, I just think we're a little bit lacking a bit of sharpness, aren't we? Let's be honest. And yeah, it is frustrating, but, you know, we'll get through this game. We'll benefit from playing this game. And I say I'd rather be a little bit flat against a team like Crystal Palace that we can still win than be flat in a cup game against Brighton or obviously next Sunday against Chelsea. You know, we're better off getting it out of the way today, settling down, and we'll benefit from having played this game. Anyway, there's an injury there. Leslie Russo and one of the Crystal Palace players, a bit of a clash there. The referee stopped the game. I think it was a head injury. Leslie Russo's got a strap in actually, just above her left knee, which she's had on since the start of the game. The clash of heads actually there. So the referee did have to stop the game. But I think both players are going to be fine. Don't think there's any issues there. And obviously Leslie Russo's received a little bit of treatment, has to go off the pitch, as indeed does the Crystal Palace player as well. But they're fine. There's no problem here. One time goes, says, "How is Mark? Why don't you like Frida Meyer? I don't understand what you don't like about her. You know, I think she's a very good player. She adds a lot to the team. She scores a lot of goals. You know, she's certainly no worse than anybody else. I can't understand what your issue is with her. Anyway, Rajendra says Leah doing a Gabby. Well, yeah, you sort of, yeah, but Leah's just better, ain't she? Let's be honest. Anyway, Mariona on this near side, cutting in field, does really well. Tries to thread the ball through to Beth Mead on the edge of the box, and Beth's done well actually, but it just again, it's everything in the box seems to fall to a Crystal Palace defender, doesn't it? And they managed to scramble it away, which is a bit frustrating actually. But anyway, I'm sure the second goal will come, and I'm sure later on Crystal Palace will get tired in the closing stages. They've done a lot of defending in this game, and it's obviously they've done it well, but it's difficult to defend for this amount of time in a game and not end up getting tired and making a few mistakes towards the end. I'm sure they will, and I'm sure you know, we've got some quality on the bench that we can still bring on that could have an impact in this game as well. You know, Caitlin Fall's been mentioned. Obviously, she's one of the main ones. And you look at goals. But yeah, let's see what happens. I'm sure we'll still win this game fairly comfortably, but it's been quite frustrating so far. So that was a poor touch there from Mariona, actually giving the ball away, and now Arsenal trying to press higher up the pitch. But Crystal Palace do well. That wasn't a good ball forward though. Katie McCabe cuts it out and then tries to find Beth Mead with a cross-field pass. But again, Crystal Palace deal with it, and they've dealt with most things pretty well. Now they're coming forward on the counter-attack. This game certainly isn't won yet. They're coming forward now on that far side. This is a good attack. Can they get the cross in? They do get the cross in, but it's straight into the arms of Daphne Van Domselaar. And you have to say, for as well as Crystal Palace have played, as hard as they've worked, they really do lack quality in the final third, like a lot of the sort of lower teams. Anyway, now Leslie Russo charging forward on goal inside the box. Is this going to be 2-0? She didn't get hold of that shot at all, did she? Again, it was straight to the goalkeeper. But 2 chances there in quick succession, 1 at each end. And in the end, it was comfortable for both goalkeepers there. Leslie did well there. And there's activity on the Arsenal bench. And it is going to be Caitlin Ford to come on. We felt that it would be her. She's the most likely one to come on when we're needing a goal. Herman says, I saw Victoria Plover on a training ground. Yes, she's sort of training, not completely training yet, but she's back in training. And I'm sure she'll be back on the bench in the next couple of weeks or so. What a massive boost it will be to have her back. Don't expect miracles from her straight away. Coming back from an ACL, it takes a long time to get 100% fit again. But yeah, it would be great to have her back. What a player she is. I thought she was our best player last season by some distance. I thought she was absolutely brilliant. And in that Continental Cup final, she was unbelievable. It was one of the best performances I've ever seen from an Arsenal player in a game of that magnitude. She was brilliant. Anyway, Arsenal now trying to come forward again in this game. We're giving the ball away, but Crystal Palace can't take advantage. Mariona steps in. Steph Catley then finds Kyra Cooney cross. And Arsenal just struggling to find our rhythm. I think that's the fairest way to say it, really. We are struggling to find our rhythm at the moment. Leah Williamson's ball forward, though, fires Mariona, turns away. This could be a dangerous moment. Leslie Russo's made a run. The ball goes the other way to Frida Marnham. She's crowded by 3 players, manages to find Kim Little on the edge of the box. Now it's with Beth Mead. Can she get the cross in? She does get the cross into the far post. Katie McCabe fires it across the goal, cleared away again by Crystal Palace. Kyra Cooney crosses. She's going to try a shot. Finds Leslie Russo. Maybe she could have tried a shot then, actually. And in the end, the chance was gone, but Steph Catley in possession now for Arsenal. Plays it up to Katie McCabe. Gets it back again at Steph Catley. And then she plays it back again to Leah Williamson. Touches it off to Kim Little. Plays it forward. Leah Williamson tries to throw it forward to Leslie Russo. It was cut out again, and Crystal Palace again have managed to deal with the danger. They've just put the ball out for a throw. Arsenal going to make the substitution now. But there was an opportunity there just before. Good play there from Frida Marnham, found Kim Little. And then Beth Mead got the cross in. It was a good cross, actually, wasn't it? Teasing one. And Katie McCabe fired it back across the goal. But it was cleared away. And they've done well, haven't they, Crystal Palace defensively. But it's Caitlin Ford is coming on. And Crystal Palace are making a substitution as well at the same time. I wonder who's going off for Caitlin Ford to come on. It is Frida Marnham, I think, going off, is it? Yeah, it is. Frida Marnham going off and Caitlin Ford is coming on. So you'd imagine that's going to put Mariona in a more central position. She'll probably step into that number 10 position and Caitlin Ford will go over on the left-hand side. You imagine that's what we'll do. Terry says, come on, Fordy. Miss Pinksock says, good. Well, it's good that Caitlin Ford's on. Let's not give any hate to Frida Marnham because I don't think she's had a bad game. She's certainly been no worse than anyone else. No one's had a great game. Anyway, Millie Gell's come on for Crystal Palace as well while all that was going on. But of course, it's Caitlin Ford on for Arsenal. And Mariona's actually moved over to the right-hand side at the moment. Not quite sure whether that's going to be how the team's going to set up. Caitlin Ford, you imagine, is going to go over to the left-hand side. Steph Catley now in possession. Finds Kyra Cooney cross, gets it back. Now it's with Leslie Russo. Now Kyra Cooney cross. Gets the ball out to that far side. Pinged off to Emily Fox. Now Beth Mead couldn't quite get on the end of it. And now Crystal Palace can come forward again over on that far side. This is nice play from them, but that ball just got stuck underneath the Crystal Palace players' feet there. And it's gone out for a throw to Arsenal. 58 minutes on the clock. It's still 1-0. That very early goal from Leah Williamson, which we thought was going to be the springboard for Arsenal to go on and win quite comfortably. That's not been the case so far. Crystal Palace have done well in this game. They've worked hard. They've defended well. And obviously Arsenal a little bit off the pace today so far. That's a good ball forward there by Steph Catley. Can Beth get on the end of it? Not quite. It's rolled into the arms of the goalkeeper. 17 Gun says Beth Mead has been just as bad as Marnham. I mean, that's a very negative way of looking at it, isn't it? I don't think anyone's played particularly well. And Frida Marnham has been okay. she didn't have a great game. She hasn't had a bad game. The same as pretty much every single other player on this pitch. No one's played that well today. They've all been much of a muchness. If you was going to rate the team or the players individually out of 10, they'd all probably get a 6, wouldn't they? Every single one of them. No one's been that good. So it's no good picking on 1 or 2 players. None of them have been great. They've just been okay. It's been an okay performance, but we haven't played for a month. I don't know what everyone was expecting, that suddenly we would just click straight into gear as though how we were playing like 6 weeks ago. Doesn't happen. It's almost like having a summer break, isn't it? You know, the players have been on holiday, they've been away, and now they've come back to training for a couple of weeks. It's always going to take time to get back. This game's going to do us more good in the long term, the fact that they're getting a run out and getting back into the swing of it again. It hasn't been great, but, you know, it's if we win the game, we can build on it going forward. And, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, I'll go forward now. Leslie Russo trying to get forward. Caitlin forward on the first touch. It wasn't a great touch. The ball came off her more than anything else. Crystal Palace have managed to clear it away, but only as far as Steph Catley's another solid game at the back. Not really tested our defence too much, have we, today? Katie McCabe just makes a mistake. And the ball falls into midfield. Kim Little turns away and he's fouled, by Blanchard. Might well be a yellow card, is it? No, it's not. It's just going to be a free kick to Arsenal. Which it looks like Katie McCabe is lining this one up. It's probably too far out for a shot, even from Katie's, you know, catalogue of long distance strikes. I think this one's maybe a little bit too far out. Beth Mead's over it as well. Maybe she might fancy having a pop here. They're in conversation, the two of them, maybe deciding how they're going to approach this free kick. Looks like it might be Katie McCabe. She's got her arms in the air. Or is that going to be a distraction? No, it is Katie McCabe. Whips it in. It goes all the way to the far post, and Steph Catley's in there battling away for the ball, but Crystal Palace scramble it clear again. And that one's gone out for a throw to Arsenal, which Emily Fox is going to take. Jandra says Leah scored, so she would have got an 8. Yeah, but she's been really sloppy in possession, so she wouldn't have got an 8 because she's given the ball away 4 or 5 times. She's got the goal, but that doesn't necessarily mean her score is going to go up. I think no one's been brilliant. No one deserves an 8 on this pitch for Arsenal so far. You're looking at sort of 6s all round, really, I would say. But we're getting the job done, aren't we? Jimmy says, as Coach Slegger has been well received. Absolutely, yeah, the fans love her, of course. She's done a great job at the end of the day, and I think that's what matters. The Arsenal bench there with blankets on, they are looking quite cold, aren't they? Looks like Rosa Kafaji is going to be the next one to come on by the look of things, and she'll be eager to make an impression, won't she? Herman says the team look very good at training. Yeah, but 1, you only see the training they want you to see, and 2, training's not the same as a game, is it? You know, Katie McCabe now bringing it forward, finds Caitlin Ford on this near side. Is Caitlin Ford going to have this impact from the bench? This is a really good play. Gets a shot out the near post. Good save by the keeper. He's put in the rebound. Leslie Russo scores, and that was made by Caitlin Ford. A substitute did make a difference. Caitlin Ford there with the good work. Her shot was pushed out by the goalkeeper, and it is Leslie Russo on hand to fire into the roof of the net from close range. And it is finally 2-0 to the Arsenal. And Leslie Russo with the goal, the top scorer. That was all about Caitlin Ford there, the substitute. We said she should come off the bench and make a difference, and she has done. Brilliant play there from a good shot at the near post. The keeper saved it, couldn't hold it. And Russo, being a poacher that she is, got herself the goal. Ange B says, yes, Russo. Jimmy B says, nice. Dean says, Russo. One second ago says, Ford is a quality winger. She is, yeah. And Leslie Russo makes the most of that chance. Greg says, about time, perhaps I'll start playing now. Yeah, I think we might settle down now. And you feel that Crystal Palace, I say, they've done a lot of defending. Are they going to start to run out of legs? 63 minutes, but midway through the second half. Mariona now bringing the ball forward, finds Caitlin Ford again on his near side, cuts inside. Caitlin Ford, she's going to get herself a goal. Oh, she was tackled at the last minute there. Caitlin Ford looks up for this, doesn't she? And it's going to be a free kick, though, to Arsenal. Herman says, it bothers me that the Arsenal ladies get not the space they need on the Arsenal. No, I agree. I agree with you. They don't, actually. You're right. They need to get more space on there. Maybe have their own. That would be better, wouldn't it? Maybe. I know they want it to be one club and all that kind of stuff, but it isn't. Whatever they try and pretend it is, it's not, is it? Let's be honest. You can see that now. Arsenal playing at Meadow Park. Anyway, Caitlin Ford again on his near side. Oh, she's done really well again. Caitlin Ford. Can she get the cross in? Dinks it into the edge of the 6-yard box. The goalkeeper does well. And then it's cleared away by Blanchard. In fact, there's an offside anyway, or actually, no, it's not. It's a head injury to one of the Crystal Palace defenders. And Caitlin Ford again making things happen. In fact, she was punched in the head by her own goalkeeper there. She came out to punch the ball and punch her own player. Just getting some treatment now, the Crystal Palace defender. Jimmy says, one change making all the difference. It has done, yeah, absolutely. It has made all the difference. Herman says, Viva Russo, indeed. And Crystal Palace now making a substitution of their own. See if their substitute can have a similar impact to the Arsenal one. 171 says, what's the Chelsea score? We can have a look, shall we? Let's have a look what the Chelsea score is. They're 2-0 up. 2-0 up in 21 minutes. Macario and Erin Cuthbert were the 2 goals here. We kind of expected to beat West Ham, didn't we, let's be honest. But we can still beat them next week. And we're 2-0 up as well, aren't we? And anyway, the ball is now back in the arms of Crystal Palace goalkeeper. And now Arsenal got that second goal. That should be enough to give us the 3 points. It's just now whether we can go on and get a few more goals and win this game more comfortably. Jimmy says 2-0, yeah, the Chelsea score. Yeah, they're 2-0 up as well. Playing West Ham, of course, who aren't they second bottom? Nice games to ease your way back in, isn't it? You're not going to be stretched too much. And I say, as well as Crystal Palace have played, they've not really stretched us defensively, have they? They've only had that one big chance in the first half. El Loco says, Stina wants to move to San Diego Wave, where she's been promised a starting spot. Arsenal not keen, though. Coach of San Diego, good old buddy Jonas. I'm not sure if that's necessarily true. Anyway, Arsenal in now for a third goal. Leslie Russo, can she play back to Beth Mead? It is going to be free. It is free. Beth Mead's got it, and the goals are coming later in this game. We are now ripping Crystal Palace apart. Beth Mead has got the third goal, and that was a lovely work goal. Brilliant, brilliant play from Arsenal. Ripped Crystal Palace to pieces. Russo's put it on a plate for Beth. And it's 3-0, 3 points. And that second goal has done the job that it needed to do, settle everybody down. And Meadows got a goal at Meadow Park. Meadow. And says that was it was a great goal, wasn't it? Emily Fox found Leslie Russo. Beth Mead made a run into the box, just into her path, and all she had to do was just side foot it into the net. A great goal, a well-worked goal. And it is 3-0, and you can see now Crystal Palace's defence looking a little bit ragged for the first time. And Beth Meadow scoring at Meadow Park once again. And it's 3-0 to Arsenal, and quite honestly, that is game over for Crystal Palace, who've worked hard, they've done well, but obviously it is never going to be enough, will it? Jimmy says, should be a great game next week. Flip a coin. No, I agree with you. It will be a great game. 170 says, we're playing well now. We are playing well now. I think it was just a matter of, it was only a matter of time, wasn't it? I think what's happened as well, Crystal Palace are getting tired. They've had to defend. They haven't had much of the ball all game. It's really hard work for them. And it kind of felt as though that was always going to probably happen. And now we're 3-0 up. We may well go on and get a few more in the final 22 minutes that remain. But that was the goal of the game so far. Absolutely well made and well finished by Beth Mead. Ryan says, yes, 3-0 indeed. 3-0, and Arsenal seem to have got this game All but suddenly Crystal Palace looking on the counter attack, but Leah Williamson's there, touches it back to the goalkeeper. Well, that was cool, wasn't it? By Daphne finds Steph Catley. Now it's with Katie McCabe. Greg says 3 goals by a Lionesses. Indeed, that's well spotted. I really thought of that, but it is, isn't it? 3 goals from our 3 Lionesses. Indeed, it has been. And still maybe more to come. Caitlin Ford plays that ball for into Leslie Russo again, but it's good defending that time from Crystal Palace. And that's gone off Leslie Russo for a throw to Palace. But it was a good goal, that, wasn't it? It was well worked. And it was well finished off. And finally, Herman says, bravo, Beth, indeed. Dean says, thank God for the women's team. Indeed, it always brightens up our weekend, doesn't it? Indeed. Jerry says, Mido. Once again says, Carol Dente, what a quality player. Indeed, she's a quality player. One of many quality players that we're lucky to have, aren't we? Let's be honest, we've got a lot of quality players in this squad. Kim Little now finds Emily Fox over on that far side. And Beth Mead takes over. Another goal for her. I think it's fair to say it's not been her best season, but, you know, she's still got a few goals and she seems to be getting back towards her best, doesn't she? You know, Katie McCabe now on this near side finds Caitlin Ford. She's made a difference since she come on. She's done well again, finds Kyra Cooney Cross. Now it's with Mariona Caldente, Emily Fox over on that far side. Finds Beth Mead's latest of the 3 goal scorers. Lovely, almost a lovely one too with Kim Little, but that's gone out of play. Redenda says, getting close to your score prediction. Well, it's getting there. There's still 20 minutes to play, so it could happen, couldn't it? Let's see. But this game's almost gone as we predicted it was going to, actually. You know, we thought it might take a while to get going and get the goals, and they've come late. But we've got them now, and we're making 2 more subs now. In fact, Beth Mead going off just after a goal. It's going to be Rosa Kafaji coming on. I'm sure she'll be eager to make an impact. Well done, Mido. Great finish again from Beth. So Rosa Kafaji coming on. Leah Volti's coming on as well, probably for Kim Little or will it be Kyra? It's Kim Little. Yeah, Kim Little's gone off and Leah Volti has come on. Good to see Leah Volti back, of course, for that operation she had at the end of last year. And she's back now. And I'm sure she's going to be keen to make an impact as well in this game. So another 2 subs for Arsenal. Regenda says a lot of score predictions were 4-0. Yeah, I think 4-0 was a popular scoreline. It might well be 4-0 now as Arsenal come forward again. It's Katie McCabe. Plays it through to Caitlin Ford. Is she going to get herself a goal? It's across the goal. Rosa Kafaji almost scored. Oh, and then it's hit Rosa Kafaji. The follow-up there. I'm not sure who had that follow-up shot. It might have been Mariona. And it's hit Rosa Kafaji, who was on the goal line, having just been denied a second before. And that was a strange moment. You don't often see that there. An Arsenal player clearing an Arsenal shot off the line. Jody says 5 Arsenal, 5. I think it might well be 5, yeah. It might be 5 or 6 the way it's going. Caitlin Ford played another big part in that again. She's been great since she's come on, actually. Caitlin Ford. Terry says, good save. It was a good save. Rosa Kafaji was on the line for Crystal Palace. The ball just hit her. She'd just been denied a second before. She was still sort of in the goal. And then the shot came in. Now, Leslie Russo's in it. She's not quite. That ball's going to run through to the Crystal Palace goalkeeper. Was it Mariona that was denied? Caitlin Ford's initially, the shot there was good save by the goalkeeper. And then the follow-up shot. Oh, that was funny, actually. We'll see it better from behind the goal. The shot was saved and it came in and it did hit Rosa Kafaji on the back. It would have been 4-0. Anyway, Rosa's now got the ball over on that far side. Plays it into Kyra Cooney Cross. Leah Volti's there. Instead, she goes back to Steph Catley. Plays it up this near side to Katie McCabe. El Loco says, Arsenal listening to offers for Amanda. I think that makes sense. You know, we've got enough centre-backs, haven't we? And she's probably not going to get in the team at the minute anyway. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Herman says, I do understand that players don't want to sit on the bench, but it's necessary so they have fresh legs to win. Well, you can't have 11 players, can you? Anyway, I'll go forward now. Caitlin Ford, Katie McKay pulls it back to Caitlin Ford. That's a penalty to Arsenal. Caitlin Ford again is at the heart of everything that's been good about this second half, and she's just been fouled in the area, just cut inside. It was Katie McKay pulled the ball back. And Caitlin Ford has been the game changer in this game. And it is a penalty to Arsenal, which Mariona Caldente is going to take. It was Katie McKay pulled it back. Caitlin Ford there, turned away. Oh, that's a clumsy challenge from Blanchard, who was complaining to the ref. I'm not really sure what she's complaining about. It was clearly a foul. And it is a penalty. See, well, you can't argue with that. He stepped right across in front of her. Anyway, it's going to be Mariona Caldente to take this penalty. She did miss one at Liverpool, but then she did, of course, score the winning goal at this very end of the pitch against Bayern Munich in their last game. Is she going to score another penalty here to make it 4-0? Mariona against the goalkeeper takes a slow run up and just passes it into the corner. As simple as that. Mariona has scored. It is 4-0 to Arsenal. It's all coming good in this second half. Did we ever have any doubts? No, we didn't. Mariona becomes a fourth different goal scorer today. Lee's with us, hey there, Lee. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're enjoying the game. Miss Pinksock says, Super Mario indeed. How cool is she? That was a very cool penalty, you have to say. She didn't even take a run up at all and just passed it into the corner. The goalkeeper just stood and watched it. That was very, very cool indeed. Rajendra says the popular score is here now. I still think there might be more now. There's still 15 minutes to play. Crystal Palace's legs have gone. There's no doubt about that. And Arsenal now have. This is what we needed. We needed to get a lift. Caitlin Ford's provided the lift, and she's the one who's made the difference. She's chasing this down again. She's been involved in all 3 goals in this second half, Caitlin Ford. And she's been brilliant. And she's probably going to end up getting player of the match. And I would say rightly so, because she's made the biggest impact. Jimmy says, time to put the younger players on. Well, we've got Rosa Kafaji on, and she just actually denied Mariona a goal, but Mariona wouldn't be denied much longer. And she stuck it away there. Joe says she's so laid back. She is. She's got a Mesut Ozil vibe about her, hasn't she? Anyway, it is 4-0 to Arsenal. Leslie Russo's laughing there because there's a mask of her face in the crowd. Anyway, it is Arsenal 4, Crystal Palace 0. It's kind of this is more like a scoreline we expected from this game, and the second half has been a lot better, certainly since Caitlin Ford's come on. She's been the player today to make that impact from the bench. It's happened a lot, hasn't it, this season? The bench players are so important. Herman said that. It's right. The bench players are just as important, and sometimes you've got to be ready when you come on to have that impact. And Caitlin Ford has today. She's been quite brilliant. And she's been the difference. She's been the game changer that you need. And while we were labouring a little bit of 1-0, we're now running away with this game, as we kind of thought we would. It's just taken a bit of time to get going today. But, the cobwebs, blowing off them cobwebs, what was needed today ahead of a big week. And that's what we've done. And hopefully we can get this job done. With a couple more goals would be nice, wouldn't it? Anyway, there's no doubt Crystal Palace have improved since last time we played. It was 9-0, and it's not going to be 9-0 today, is it? Well, I seem to remember 3 or 4 of them goals came in the last few minutes. Anyway, Palace coming forward now, looking for a goal back. A shot comes in across the goal, and that's the closest they've come, really, apart from that very early chance they had. And I think that's going to be a goal kick. It was the fullback there, drilled it across the goal, and nobody was there to finish it off. But that's probably about the nearest Crystal Palace have come to finding a goal. But they wasn't able to. And Arsenal survive. Coming forward to get over on that far side. Couldn't quite get Rosa Kafaji in there. Mariona. And there are 12 minutes to play at Meadow Park. And it's looking like a comfortable victory for Arsenal in the end. It's just what we needed. We've got better and better as this game's gone on. And Crystal Palace have got more tired, there's no doubt about that. And that's helped us. Anyway, Arsenal managed to keep the ball in over on that far side. Emily Fox finds Mariona Caldente back with with Rosa Kapaji. Now Mariona again inside the box. Played it in to Katie McCabe. Arsenal still got the ball. Rosa Kapaji trying to twist her, turn her around. She goes down in the box, but that one isn't a penalty. And Crystal Palace survive. She went down quite theatrically, Rosa Kapaji. I don't think she was fouled. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward again now on this near side. Caitlin Ford had a great game. Finds Leslie Russo. She got the second goal, of course. Katie McCabe plays the ball out to Caitlin Ford again. Whenever she gets the ball, you feel something good's going to happen in this game. This time she plays it back to Leah Volti. Leah Volti again gets it back from Katie McCabe. Now finds Caitlin Ford. Threads it through. That's a good ball to Steph Catley. What's she doing up there? Cross is deflected behind the centre back, steaming forward. And in the end, it's going to be another corner to Arsenal. What's happened here? Anyway, it was Steph Catley's cross. And it was deflected behind for a corner. And the goalkeeper's gone down, actually. The Crystal Palace goalkeeper's gone down. We're into the last 10 minutes. And the goal is a bit of a break in play. Jimmy says, Fordy's on fire. She's on fire. She's been brilliant. Anyway, the goalkeeper's injured now. Not quite sure what happened there. It looks like an arm injury, is it? Anyway, she's getting some treatment. I'm sure she's going to be okay to continue. She's done reasonably well, hasn't she, the Crystal Palace goalkeeper today? And it looks like Katie Reid's coming on. Katie Reid is coming on. Great to see. You imagine it's probably going to be Leah Williamson going off for her, you imagine. Or it could be Steph Catley, maybe. Anyway, we're just about to find out. Oh, it's Emily Fox. Emily Fox is going off for Katie Reid. She looks cold, doesn't she? Not surprising, being stuck on a bench for 80 minutes. But Katie Reid is coming on for Emily Fox. Because Emily Fox was late back from the Christmas break anyway. Surprised she got 81 minutes anyway. Katie Reid's coming on. Brilliant to see her again. Fantastic young player. She is going to be a superstar. There is no doubt about that. Anyway, I also got this corner on this near side. And is Katie Reid there chatting to Leah Williamson. Can Katie Reid get herself a goal with her first touch? Wouldn't that be something? This corner comes in. It's not a bad corner, but actually it was a terrible corner. It was straight to the arms of the goalkeeper. Herman says at the end, goal tally might win the title. I don't think it will. Jimmy says, there we go. Give Reid some time. Indeed, yeah, Katie Reid deserves some time on the pitch. And it's been a good week for the Arsenal Youngsters, hasn't it? 3 or 4 have signed their first professional contracts this week. Katie Reid, of course, already signed hers. And there she is there, showing great composure. Lovely pass as well to Rosa Kafaji. Gets it back. Katie Reid brings it forward. She's such a composed player, isn't she? And Arsenal trying to find a 5th goal. But suddenly Crystal Palace have got a little bit of a chance of a counter-attack, but the ball's run out of play. They're waiting to make 2 substitutions here, Crystal Palace. And to be fair, although obviously the scoreline's gone against them today, they'll come out of this with a lot of credit, won't they, Crystal Palace? Because they've played well, they've worked hard, they made it difficult for us for a long time, and in the end, our quality and our superiority shown in the end, hasn't it? And we've got the goals that the dominance we've had probably deserve, but Crystal Palace deserve a lot of credit for the way they've played today. And let's hope they can find a way to survive this season in the WSL. It's going to be a tough one, we know that. Anyway, Arsenal have got a free kick just inside the centre circle. Mariona Caldente is about to take it. I think the referee is going to produce a yellow card for one of the Crystal Palace players there. Potter it is. In fact, she's going to be substituted now, having just got a yellow card. It didn't seem like a yellow card offence, really, did it? I'm not quite sure what she got a yellow card for. Anyway, she's been substituted now. Anyway, I'm not sure if that was actually the original intention. And Woodman's gone off as well. So 2 changes there for Crystal Palace in the last 6 minutes of this game. I'd say Crystal Palace have done all right today, haven't they? I'm sure they'll be reasonably happy with how they've played. But ultimately, it's going to be another defeat for them. Keep them rooted to the bottom of the table. Leah Volti now finds Steph Catley, gets it back, Leah Volti. It's just a question of can Arsenal add to the goal total in these last few minutes. Leah Williamson started it all off, of course, with that early goal. Steph Catley now plays in to Caitlin Ford. Steph Catley won the ball back, but Crystal Palace. Oh, that's a nice turn away there from Stenzel, and Crystal Palace going to find a goal on the counter attack here. Well, that's a nice ball forward as well. Maybe they might. Arsenal got their defensive shape back though. Cross comes into the box, and Daphne Van Domselaar will easily take that out. Greg says she got that for 2 fouls in quick succession. Oh, is that what it was for? Herman says, I'm also pleased that Rene gives the player some freedom to manoeuvre. Indeed. El Loco says, Man, you are losing at home again. If they fire Almiron, I wish Arsenal will grab him. He's a better coach than Arteta. Oh, I agree. He's a better coach than Arteta, yeah. And I think he'll get it right at Man U anyway if he's given time. But it seems these days, unless you give him 5 years and 800 million, you can't really compare how good or bad a manager is, can you really? Anyway, we're into the last 5 minutes here at Meadow Park of normal time. There'll be a bit of stoppage time, probably 5 minutes or so, you imagine. And Arsenal looking for more goals. Caitlin Ford up this near side. She has definitely been the key to this victory in the end, hasn't she? Katie McKay's going to take this throw on this near side, looking for Mariona Caldente. And she plays it back to Leah Williamson. Now it's to Katie Reid over on that far side. Arsenal's playing a free at the back now since the substitution of Emily Fox. And that will play that this near side, Katie McCabe. Leah Volti touches it off to Steph Catley. Now it's with Katie McCabe again. Thought about a cross. Leslie Russo's in the box. Katie McCabe just keeps possession, fires Steph Catley. And Arsenal just quite happy now just to slow it down, keep the ball and see this game out. I think we're quite happy with the 4 goals. Well, we have got another corner now, so who knows if we can add another one here. The first goal came from a corner in the first 5 minutes. Is the next goal going to come from a corner in the last 5 minutes? Let's see. It's going to be Kyra Cooney cross to take it. And it's been a good start for Rene in our first game as permanent manager. And Katie McCabe is going to take this corner. See if we can get a 5th goal here. The corner comes in. She has a 6-yard box. Header comes in. It's off the line. Cleared away. It was Leah. Was that Leah Williamson again? Looking to get 2 goals in one game. Wow, he hasn't scored for ages. It'll be like the London buses we said before. You know, Arsenal coming forward again. And Katie Reid's battled away well. Now Rosa Kafaji tries a shot. It's deflected. It's going to be another corner to Arsenal. And the pressure is now mounting again on the Crystal Palace goal. Katie Reid and Rosa Kafaji were involved there. Rosa did really well, actually. And then the shot was probably on target, but it got a deflection. And it's gone behind for another corner to Arsenal. And that was good play from Rosa there. And in the end, it's a corner. Can Arsenal get another goal here? It's going to be Katie McCabe again over on that far side with his corner. Whipped in towards the near post. It's flicked on. Oh, Crystal Palace just managed to scramble it clear. Only as far as Kyra Cooney cross now. It's Rosa Kafaji plays it in to Katie Reid very far forward here. Finds Leslie Russo across it to the far post. Leah Williams on the volley. Oh, it's into the side netting. Maybe it needed to go across the goal. Leah maybe got a little bit excited there. thought she could get another goal. Nice cross there from Leslie Russo. It needed to come back across the goal, didn't it? And then Caitlin Ford would have had a tap in. She deserves a goal, Caitlin Ford. And that would have been a great opportunity there, wouldn't it? All she had to do was just play that back across the goal. Look, she's calling for it there. And it would have been a simple tap in for Caitlin. And Leah's laughing about it now. I think she knows she should have played that across the goal there. She's wearing a captain's armband, by the way, since Kim Little went off, of course, as you would expect. And Arsenal close to a 5th goal. Leah now just plays the ball back to Daphne Van Domselaar, finds Steph Catley. Now it's with Katie McCabe on this near side, plays it forward towards Caitlin Ford. It's gone out for an Arsenal throw. We're into the last minute of the 90. We're going to find out very shortly what stoppage time there is. Probably going to be 5 minutes, I would imagine. And I think that would be a fair enough amount of time. Anyway, the ball now with Kyra Cooney-Cross finds Katie McCabe. Goes all the way back to Leah Williamson inside the centre circle. Touches it out to that far side. Katie Reid. He's done well actually since she's come on, Katie Reid. Really composed on the ball as we know she is. So this is nice play there. Can Rosa Kafaji get her over on that far side? Not quite. And Crystal Palace have dealt with that pretty well. But Arsenal won it back again with Katie Reid. Now it's with Kyra Cooney-Cross, Steph Catley. See what stoppage time there is. There's still time for Arsenal to get more goal. At least one more goal. 6 minutes of stoppage time there is. Okay, 6 minutes. And so there's still plenty of time, isn't there, for some more goals here for Arsenal. Can we find a 5th goal, which would be nice, wouldn't it? Nice way to round things off. It's been a great second half anyway, hasn't it? There's no doubt about that. And Caitlin Ford has been the catalyst for that, as we said. Brilliant performance from her. And Arsenal now with a little bit of defending to do before this game's finished. And it's Steph Catley steps in again. Another composed, solid performance at the back from her. We haven't really been tested defensively, let's be honest. But even so, Steph's done really well when called upon. She just reads the game well, doesn't she? You know, she's not the type of big, strong defender. She's not a Millie Bright type central defender, is she? She just reads the game well, can make up the ground when necessary, and obviously very composed on the ball. Oh, Leah Williamson again, a little bit of a sloppy ball, but Mariona gets her out of trouble there. And now Arsenal can build another attack. We've played 1 minute of the 6 of stoppage time. Rosa Kafaji now bringing it forward. This is nice play from Arsenal. Rosa Kafaji again tries to go maybe the long way round and lost the ball. And Crystal Palace can bring it forward. Marlon says 3-0 to Chelsea. Well, yeah, we kind of expected that, didn't we? No one's really surprised by that scoreline, are we? Anyway, we've played 92 minutes, so we've got 4 minutes left. I think Leah Williamson has just been given player of the match. I think that's what that meant. Her name came up on the screen, which I suppose is fair enough. She's had an all right game, hasn't she? She's done well. I personally think Caitlin Ford's been the game changer in this match. I would have given it to her. But anyway, you know, Leah got herself a goal, so I suppose that's fair enough, isn't it? She hasn't played badly at all. A few sloppy passes here and there, as we said, but, you know, that's more. I think that's just more because we haven't played for ages. And it's just getting back into the swing of it all again, isn't it? Anyway, the Crystal Palace goalkeeper kicks that clear. And Crystal Palace now trying to come forward up this near side, but they're not able to because Steph Catley steps in again. It's going to be a throw to Crystal Palace. Have you noticed the difference, right? That, you know, if this was at the Emirates and it was a men's game and Arsenal 4-0 up in stoppage time, the ground would be half empty. Meadow Park isn't empty at all. No one goes home early from the women's games, do they? Nobody goes home early. Anyway, Leslie Russo just won a free kick on this near side. Just caught there she was. And she's gone down. Is it going to be another yellow card? I'm not sure if it is. Russo is off the pitch, so there's no need to stop the game necessarily, but hopefully she's going to be. It is a yellow card, actually, for Don't know what player that is actually, but anyway, it's a yellow card. Leslie Russo's okay, which is good. Don't want her to get injured, do we? Yeah, Katie McCabe is going to take this free kick. We've got 2.5 minutes of stoppage time to play, maybe slightly more now because of that brief hold up there. And the free kick goes to Leah Volti. Good to see her back. It was Nolan, Hayley Nolan, who got the yellow card. One of the Nolan sisters, maybe. Who knows? I don't know if she's got a sister. Oh, a mistake at the far side. Rosa Kafaji's onto it quickly. Just going to be another goal. Oh, it was a poor cross, actually. We had Caitlin Ford and Leslie Russo in the box. And she did well initially, Rosa Kafaji. And that's, for me, that's where she still needs to develop a bit more. You know, a final ball, she did really well. And then her final ball let her down. And that's happened a few times. And she just needs, you know, she needs to work on a few things, doesn't she, before she can be considered a first team starter for us. But she's certainly got a lot of potential. She just needs to tidy her game up a little bit, doesn't she? And I thought that was a good illustration of it there, really, wasn't it? You know, Katie McCabe steps in there, wins the ball for Arsenal into the last 90 seconds of stoppage time. Mariona does well, but just gets the ball taken off her. And now then commits a foul. Maybe a bit of frustration. The referee didn't give it as a foul. Arsenal coming forward now. Leslie Russo's inside the penalty area. She's going to get herself another goal. Cuts inside. Oh, she's hit the post. It's come out over on the far side. Another shot comes in. And it's in. It is 5-0. And it's Mariona Caldente with it. She almost looks embarrassed to score. I don't know why. It was a decent goal, that. Maybe because she knew it was a foul. I think it was a foul. It looked like she'd committed a foul, didn't she, Mariona? It wasn't given. And then as a result of that, Arsenal broke away. And it was Leslie Russo hit the post. This is an era where you think it's a foul. I don't know, maybe she did get the ball, actually. Maybe she did get the ball, but I think Mariona thought it was a foul. Crystal Palace wasn't very happy. Leslie Russo did well, cut inside and hit the post with a curling effort. I don't know if the goalkeeper got a touch on it. Anyway, it comes back out to Mariona, took a touch, and then fired it in at the near post to make it 5-0. I see how you should be a bit gutted that wasn't given us a foul if it was a goal against us, wouldn't you? But anyway, doesn't matter. We'll take it. Greg says 5-0. Leslie Russo with it hitting the post, and then Mariona just tees it up and puts it inside the near post to make it 5-0. And the 6 minutes of stoppage time has been played. But obviously, there's going to be a little bit more time now with the goal. And B says, England, sweetheart, indeed. And Arsenal, in the end, have got the victory that most of us expected. And there goes the full-time whistle. Renee's sort of spelling permanent charge has got off to the perfect start. It's been the perfect start to 2025. Arsenal 5, Crystal Palace 0. It was we took a while getting going. The first half, despite that early goal, after just 5 minutes when Leah Williamson was on hand to score from Katie McCabe's corner. But Crystal Palace worked hard. They defended well. Arsenal found it hard to break through in the rest of that first half. It was quite frustrating, despite dominating possession. Palace had one big chance to equalise as well. But in the second half, it changed. Whether Crystal Palace ran out of legs a little bit, I think that's possibly what may have happened. And Arsenal just in the end were able to sort of pull away. The introduction of Caitlin Ford made a big difference. She was a big part of the second goal. It was her shot that was pushed out by the goalkeeper, and Leslie Russo fired in the rebound to make it 2-0. Beth Mead got the third goal, a lovely move down the right. Russo this time teed up Beth Mead to make it 3-0. The fourth goal was a penalty. It was Caitlin Ford again involved. She was brought down. Mariona Caldente coolly slotted home to make it 4. And then right at the very end, Mariona Caldente got her second goal after Leslie Russo had hit the post. A comfortable victory and a nice way to ease our way back in after the break. Couldn't really have gone any better, really, could it? Yes, the first half was frustrating, but it doesn't matter because eventually we got the job done fairly easily in the end, didn't we? Ange says, Super Mario, indeed. Terry says, another good win but need to up our game next week. Absolutely, everybody knows that as well. Greg says a satisfying result. It was a very satisfying result. Ryan says nice 5, really, scoring goals under Renner. Yeah, we score a lot of goals, aren't we? Andy says hurrah, 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 indeed. Virginia says finally a good score, but it left a feeling of wanting more. Well, I mean, it did. I thought that the second half was much better, wasn't it? Egg says, my team won here. Good stuff. Grat says, what a show, what a performance. Didn't someone in the chat call it 5-0 yesterday? Probably, yeah. I think somebody probably did. There you go. It was me, wasn't it? Which says, well done, Rich. What the lottery score prediction come true? Yeah, I did. It was me that said 5-0. El Loco says Kafaji is a better striker than Havertz. It's not difficult, is it? Let's be honest. I think Leo Williamson's a better striker than Havertz. And says first half warm up, Super Sunday. See you on Wednesday. Enjoy this Sunday indeed. And you, and good to see you again. Terry says night and see you soon indeed. Yeah, I mean it was a nice way to ease ourselves back in. Jimmy says, are they really thinking about adding Celtic and Rangers to the WSL, and won't that dilute the player base? Well, I don't know how serious that is. There was talk of it. There's been talk of it. We were talking about it on the show on Friday. We were sort of saying that, let them start in the Championship, work their way up. Don't put them straight in the WSL. And they would need to increase the WSL numbers, have more teams in it, wouldn't they, really? Because there's a lot of teams in the Championship that have been working hard to try and get in the WSL. And, we shouldn't let Rangers and Celtic straight in. I mean, we beat Rangers 6-0. Chelsea beat Celtic, was it 5-0? They're clearly not up to the level of the top WSL teams anyway. So, no, don't let them straight in. But we said this the other night on the show. Let's see what happens. I don't think they will come in. Jeff says, a big game away at Chelsea next Sunday. Indeed, it is a massive game next week. That is going to be something quite special, isn't it? Rajendra says, don't forget to hit the like. Indeed, hit the likes because we won 5-0. And that was good, wasn't it? And as usual, what happens is, the women brighten up a weekend that wasn't going too well. That penalty from Mariona is quite cheeky, isn't it? There you go. Rajendra says, see you all. Nice game. Great win. See you on Wednesday. We will see you on Wednesday, of course. That is the next game on Wednesday. And on Wednesday, of course, we are playing Brighton away in the League Cup semi-final. And that is going to be good, isn't it? So we will see you on that one. It kicks off at 7:15, so we'll be at 7 o'clock on Wednesday evening for that one. So join us for that. It's going to be good. And we look forward to hopefully another good Arsenal victory as we try and win this competition for a third time in a row. That is going to be good, isn't it? Herman says, Arsenal ladies brighten the sky over London. They do, indeed they do. 170 Gunner says, are you going to the North London derby? Probably won't be going to it, no. Wouldn't have thought so. I wouldn't imagine so, no, but we'll see. Regina says, what time of the match is it? Well, the women's game kicks off at 7:15 on Wednesday. So join us for that. It's going to be good. Looking forward to that one now after this game, which finished 5-0. Very good win in the end for Arsenal, which was needed as well, wasn't it? I think we needed to win the game, and getting the goals in that second half was good. I think really. It puts us in a good frame of mind for this big week coming up. We've got Brighton Wednesday, we've got Chelsea on Sunday. Then, of course, after that, we've got the FA Cup game against Bristol City, and then it's Man City away as well. I mean, wow, what a lot of fixtures there is. It's going to be great, isn't it? Jimmy says, well done again, Rich. So thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for your comments as well. Regina says, where is it screened? I'm not sure actually where Wednesday night's game is being screened. I'm not sure where it's being screened actually. We have to find out, won't we? Grat says, see you for the next match. Now I'll have to go down to my grocery store and get some food for tonight and tomorrow lunch at work. Well, see, you're lucky then, because our supermarkets on a Sunday shut at 4 o'clock. So, we couldn't go now because there'll be nothing open. Little corner shops are open. Let's have a look when that game is being screened on Wednesday. That is a good point, actually. Let's have a look, shall we? Where is it being screened? Is it on the... let's have a look. Well, actually, I'm not sure. Is it on the FA player? It might be on the FA player. I don't know if anybody knows where that Brighton game is being screened. Anyway, Rosa Kafaji did it for an interview. Should we have a listen to Rosa? Not Rosa Kafaji, the manager. Oh, good. Good old Renee, you got to love her, haven't you? She's done a great job so far, of course. But it's early days, isn't it? And there's still a lot to play for this season. Dean says, great win, momentum straight back with us on a Wednesday. Can't wait for it. Indeed, my friend, that is going to be great, isn't it? Gret says, at 4 o'clock, here it closes at 11. Yeah, on a Sunday, we've got Sunday like shop rules for some reason. I don't know why. You can get like your little corner shops are open, but your main supermarket shut here at 4 o'clock on a Sunday. Terry says, there's more good news. We've just dropped some more merch to make up for yesterday. It's called the Blue. Is it? Oh, I've not seen it yet. I'll have to have a look. General says it's the Subway Women's League Cup, not the Subway Cup. Well, it's basically the Subway Cup, isn't it? Because the Continental Cup was the same, wasn't it? It was a Continental Women's League Cup. Everyone called it the Continental Cup, didn't they? So everyone's going to call it the Subway Cup. because they're the sponsor. They shouldn't be the sponsor. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We're going to call it a League Cup because that's what we're going to call it. Gret says, take care. See you next time. Have a nice evening. And yourself, my friend. Hope you get what you need in the shop. So, yeah, great way for the Arsenal women to start 2025. Oh, Katie McCabe's with us now. Well, not with us. She's going to be on. So we're going to listen to Katie McCabe, shall we? So Katie McCabe there wasn't even meant to be an interview, and she did brilliant. Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's a bit silly asking one of the players what they think of the new manager. Are they going to come and say, well, actually, we didn't want Renee to get the job? She's hardly going to say that, is she? But to be fair, Renee, the players are well on board with her, and she's getting the job done. Let's be honest. I mean, she couldn't have done any more than what she's done, could she, so far? Was it 11 wins out of 12 games, 1 draw, incredible. So yeah, let's see if it can continue. A big week coming, of course, as we said, and a big week on the channel as always. So Wednesday we'll be here at 7:00 for the Continental Cup. So I think it's on the WSL YouTube channel, the game. I mean, Arsenal.com may well stream it as well. They never normally announce that to the last minute, do they? So it may well be. So we'll have to look out for that. But we'll be here for that one. Friday, of course, we'll be back with the Arsenal Women's Show, looking back on this game, looking back on Brighton, and of course, a preview of Chelsea away. Wow, incredible stuff. And of course, next weekend, the men will be playing against Wolves, I think it is, on Saturday, and then Sunday, the big one, 12:30 kickoff, Chelsea women versus Arsenal. A win there, and we are back in the title race. There's no doubt about it. So let's look forward to that, which I'm sure we will. So yeah, that's it then for today. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. Thank you for all your comments in the chat, as always. Great to see so many familiar faces and a few new faces as well. So thank you all to everybody for joining us. I do appreciate that. Please give us a like. If you are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel as well. We do bring the great coverage of the Arsenal women's team. We do, unfortunately, have to cover the men's team as well at the minute, which isn't much fun at times. But anyway, we do that as well. And yeah, so please consider subscribing to get involved in what we're trying to do here. We're kind of nice little community. I'm sure you've figured that out if you've been here any time before. So yeah, great way for the WSL to get back up and running again. Great way to start 2025. 5-0 it was. 4 different goal scorers as well. Leah Williamson scored the first one, and it was Leslie Russo, Beth Mead, and then 2 great goals at the end from Mariona Caldente. Rounded it all off. 5-0. Lovely stuff. Dean says, great as always. Evening all. See you Wednesday. We will indeed, my friend. We will see you Wednesday. Greg says, thanks for a great afternoon, Rich. Looking forward to Wednesday. Yeah, I think we're all looking forward to Wednesday, aren't we? All looking forward to it. It's going to be great. Quarter final of the League Cup. I was going to say Continental Cup. I'll have to stop saying that because they're not the sponsor anymore. So yeah, brilliant stuff. Don't forget as well, actually, I almost forgot. Well, I'm not going to forget, obviously. We've got Andreas's vlog as well, of course. Andreas's great vlog will be coming as well. We've got the videos. I need to get some time to sit down and edit them later on, probably this evening. So we'll try and get it out for you tonight. So look out for that because it's going to be good. As always, of course, it's always good, isn't it? Greg says, night, Terry, and Rich, and all in the chat. Indeed, and yourself, my friend. Terry says, have a great rest of your weekend. Everyone in the chat, hit that like and subscribe button before you go. Indeed, yes. Don't forget, it is, it is still a bit of the weekend left, isn't there? And as always, the Arsenal women have brought it down to a great conclusion, as they always do. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me. We'll be here Wednesday at 7 o'clock for the League Cup quarter final, Brighton away. Well, that is going to be a great game, isn't it? So join us for that one. Hopefully another victory before the big one. Terry says 4-0. Is it 4-0, Chelsea? Yeah, we kind of knew it would be, but we've won 5-0, so we don't care. We've done all we can do. All we can do is win our games. And one of those is against Chelsea next week. And if we win that one, it's still very much on, isn't it? Anyway, thanks for joining us, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the show. I've enjoyed your company. I enjoyed the game. It's always nice to win, and to win 5-0 as well is very, very much appreciated, isn't it? So I'll be here Wednesday for the big game, Brighton League Cup quarter final. See you then, guys. Take it easy. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you soon. Come on, you Gunners. Another big victory. WSL's back. Renee is in charge. We are going to the very top. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us to enjoy it all. See you Wednesday, guys.